I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano Kap. God, I'm going to melt you.
Beep-ba-da-bop. Boo-ba-da-bop. DeAndre's excited because Saquon's coming back. That's right. Oh, look at you all LAFC'd out, you and Lindsay. Oh, get to the falsetto. See, this could be your contribution to it.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to lay that down?
Yeah.
Like behind?
No, I'm just saying, like, it could be your contribution,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. My eyes just started watering trying to get that high.
Yeah. There we go. Look at that.
Hey, there you go.
We need you doing that, and then Kirk Morrison doing his weird, like, he was doing the ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, that
Put it all
sounds,
together.
That sounds romantic.
Yeah, it was more R&B style is what I would call it. Michael, if you're the Dallas Mavericks, what can you even what can you even do?
It's the literal every worst case scenario plays out. It has just gotten beyond, I think, what the previous worst case scenario. And the first thing, of course, you feel awful for Kyrie Irving, who played great all season long.
Guy was playing 40 minutes a night.
And that's the thing. I was, of course, the Lakers played the Mavs, right? About, I guess this was last week or a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a couple of people around the Mavs, and they were sort of anxious and worried about the fact that Kyrie was playing as much as he was.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to say in hindsight, but like this was while he was healthy.
Right.
And he just had stuff over the years, and so now, George, it's not just this season, but that impacts the vast majority of next season for them.
Because it's so late in the year.
And the only other kind of on-ball playmaking type players they have, Spencer Dinwiddie, who can do it at an okay fill-in level, but not at that level. And, a guy like Jaden Hardy, who, by the way, also got hurt last night.
Yeah.
So, and I think I heard a report from Shams who's saying
AD
that now,
may shut it down.
I'm not sure if AD, depending on how his abdominal situation
I wouldn't even
heals
play
or not.
him.
I mean, because it becomes that much more difficult to even. What are they going to do? Like come out of the play-in with AD and like no guards essentially,
Right? Like Spencer Dinwiddie, right? Yeah. And Clay.
Look, they still a decent team. Like Dinwiddie, Max Christie, Clay, PJ Washington, Lively, AD, Gafford. Like those are plenty of good players. There's just not enough shot creation.
No,
No. And so I think that I wouldn't be surprised. Just sort of get AD completely right with the abs, and then come back next season. But man, what a
get in the
tough
lottery.
couple weeks there. Buddy.
Although I don't know if that's a given the way Phoenix is playing, to be honest with you. But now Phoenix has new life.
In fact, I got to double check that they have their pick this year. I think they do.
I think
But
they do too.
They have a bunch of picks, because the PJ Washington trade. Right, they have a pick going out to Charlotte, but I think that might be next year's.
Here, I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, so just really, really difficult times. And then we just mentioned in crosstalk, then you've got
They own theirs this year.
okay. So then they've got Jaren Jackson Jr. Going down, of course, for Memphis, and Houston is going the wrong direction. Denver has lost a couple of games recently after the Lakers beat them. So it's just everything for the Lakers just seems to be looking better and better, George, day by day.
Right.
And for the Mavs, it's been going in the other direction.
Could not be worse. It is catastrophic, devastating. Whatever phrase or adjective you want to use, you can use it because it is. I've never seen anything like this.
No, and you don't, and like to the point where you're just saying mercy.
Yeah,
Like, just make
like
it
enough.
stop.
Yeah, enough.
Enough.
Yeah, even if you have no interest in them, which I would imagine many people here don't. I mean, something like that happens, you have to be like, whoa, what is going on there?
Yeah, there's no short or long-term animus, I think, from the Lakers' perspective towards Dallas, really.
No, if anything, it's like, thank you.
I mean,
you should be sending that. As a matter of fact, you guys should be like doing something like every year. You should be sending a gift to Dallas.
Well, you know how it is in the Western Conference. There's plenty of teams where the Lakers are the number one team that they hate. Like,
Right.
let me just look through the standings. So,
Yeah.
for Denver, I would say the Lakers are the most hated. For Memphis, Yeah, maybe, especially in recent times, the Lakers most recently blasted them out of the playoffs for Golden State. Golden State and the Lakers have actually never had real beef because they've never been good at the same time.
Yeah.
Clippers, obviously, the Lakers are top of their hit list, top of the Kings hit list, top of the Suns hit list.
I don't know about OKC. Does OKC? I don't feel like
not necessarily. That's weird too because you have they moved from Seattle,
and they were also good when you guys were like on the decline and like the last time
they're in the kind of not really. But then let's see. Then San Antonio.
The Rockets have history.
Yeah, the Rockets, the Spurs, like the Pelicans that are kind of in that same where. And does anybody really have that much beef with the Pelicans? I don't know.
No.
And then Minnesota, same thing. Like Minnesota, they haven't been in enough playoff series to really develop that type of hatred.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's most of
except
them.
you stole their name and their team. There's that.
Well, and I'm from Minnesota.
Right.
You know,
which is really weird. It's super weird because you're from Minnesota. They stole their team. Right. I mean, there's not a lot of lakes. I mean, there's Arrowhead. There's not a lot of lakes here, is what I would say.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like this.
I mean, you guys, Lakers makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, it was 1960.
Yeah.
So
I know, I get it, but I'm just saying, geographically, it made a lot of sense. Oh, if you had to redo the Lakers' name, what would that be like? Oh my God, that would have been. Imagine if they had to do one of those. Like, imagine if Minneapolis could keep the name, right? Like how the Sonics kept their name. What would have the Lakers have been in that scenario?
If New Orleans should have kept
Stars or something like that?
I was just going to say the Stars seems like,
Los Angeles Stars.
That sounds right.
You don't even need to have the exercise, but I do like Jeannie Buss's new show, The Waves. That kind of fits. Los Angeles.
That's a terrible name. That's like a volleyball team name.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's hater energy.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the Lakers. Like, it doesn't have to. We don't have to have the thought exercise. So everything in context from the Lakers is going to sound terrible.
Yeah.
Because it's the Lakers. It's the best brand.
Right.
You know. It's like rename the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But there's not a lot of lakes.
Like, what else would be cool for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Right. But there's a lot of steel making in Pittsburgh.
But that's a different point though. Yes. I'm just saying it's so ingrained now.
No, I got you.
So just DeAndre, you were live. Hey,
listen.
The worst one for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's not the worst one. I mean, the worst one is clearly the Utah Jazz. Do you know a lot of Jazz being played?
Said that. I said New Orleans Jazz.
Yeah.
At least there's like a lake around here,
All right, Lindsay, DeAndre, say what you would suggest the Pittsburgh Steelers would change their franchise.
No,
name
they can't.
This
the
is my point.
Yinzers.
I don't. Yeah, the Steelers.
The Yinzers.
No, but that's what you just made me do one for the Lakers.
Right,
and
but the
then laughed
Lakers.
at it, because anything's going to sound bad.
But the Lakers, there's no lakes. It doesn't. It's
right.
like know.
And they were. The Steelers weren't anywhere else before that.
You're not playing the game. I just want
No,
you
you
to
don't.
say
I feel like
any
you don't
word,
understand the thought
any
exercise
word,
here.
and then I'm going to yell at whatever it is.
I feel like you're getting angry and you're twisting everybody's words, and it's okay.
I agree.
It's okay.
Fine. Okay. None of you say a name. Fine. Got it. I was scared. Next topic.
Anyway, let's get back to Dallas. It was just like a fun tangent there. So Grant in LA just tweeted in and was like, should they just trade AD and like just go full rebuild at this point?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing.
I mean, listen, they didn't
had not entered my brain yet.
I
Let
mean,
me consider.
Think about it this way. You guys clearly fleeced them.
You're talking about
Now we can put our honesty hats on, okay? Like when that conversation happened between Rob and Nico, and I get that they have history, but like, thank you, Nico. And when it got down to Nico saying, "Hey, I'm going to need all the draft assets and the young players connect or whatever," and Rob gave him the Jedi mind trick of, "No, because if I can't speak to him and know he'll resign, then I can't give you all the picks." And Nico bought it. Like, that was the thing to me that, yes, the Luka part of it is unbelievable. But, like the second storyline there is, that's all you got for him? One first-round pick?
Well,
honestly, I would have said, like, let's do this thought exercise, DeAndre. I won't put you in this tough position.
You wouldn't do my last thought exercise, but it's fine.
You don't have to do this one because I don't want to get you in trouble. I'll ask Lindsay and DeAndre. If I'm okay, we're gonna do the Nico Harrison, Rob Pelinka role play here.
Oh, no, this is like a Cappy thing.
It is normally a Cappy thing. I know it's
totally
gonna be hard.
Be like, I want to be Rob and I want to wear the leather jacket.
Yeah,
that's what he would
that's
say.
exactly what he was. He would totally say that.
100%.
He would totally say that. We should call him, actually, to do the
He's
role
been
play.
texting me all day.
I know, you told
Want
me.
me to call him?
Yeah, you know
I'll
what?
call him.
Let's do that. We'll do role play with Cappy on the other side, just so you can get the. Don't say anything. Just say Sedano wants to do role play. Don't tell him what it is.
I thought he was sick.
Yeah, but he'll call.
No,
me.
he
He's been
wasn't-
texting her for
he was-
24 hours.
So he was
He
sick.
can't stay away.
Yeah, he can't. He was sick Thursday, and then Friday he said he was starting to feel a little better, but not great. So I said, just take the day off. He already had planned days off today and yesterday.
I know,
So he's not. I don't think he's sick anymore.
Okay.
I think he's just off
Yeah,
because he was doing something with Rachel.
You did ask me early last week
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this. George, the only thing I want to add into this, and I think we're forgetting a little bit.
Right.
Anthony Davis is still the 6th or 7th best player in the NBA. He's going to be healthy to start next season.
Maybe.
Nico Harris, that's clearly one of the biggest
listen,
reasons what he wanted to trade.
the biggest-
so you don't just move him. Like, you can still build a franchise around Anthony Davis.
the biggest-
He's 31 years old.
You need to. Let me tell you something.
They're not blowing it up this summer. They're not. They're coming back with Anthony Davis.
I mean, maybe.
next year.
I think I wouldn't.
Just
I would just start over because this is clearly not going to work.
And if you're going to start over, then you want to have Anthony Davis as somebody that you can help.
No, I would want to go fetch assets that I couldn't get from the Lakers because they didn't extract them for Luka.
If you're starting over, you're already behind like 8 teams that have already started over. So you're already.
Who cares?
You can't catch Utah. You can't catch Portland.
No, but I'm not
like,
saying you
can't
started.
catch-
You can't trade Anthony Davis right now. I'm talking about in the offseason for next year.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But he's going to be healthy coming into next season. The rest of their roster is all vets for the most part. So I just think if you're looking,
Kyrie's
at
not going to be
rebuild,
healthy to
that's
start
like a
the season.
10-year rebuild.
Kyrie's not going to be healthy to start the season. No, it's not a 10-year rebuild.
Well, no, but they don't have the young pieces yet. So you're not even making the draft picks like the real ones for the
By
next
the way, they
couple of
also
years.
traded got rid of Quentin Grimes. He scored 44 points the other day. They literally have done nothing right.
I like Quentin Grimes, by the way. Yeah, he's good.
Did you pick him up in fantasy?
Nah, he was
Somebody else did.
Yeah, he was already young. But I do like Quentin Grimes. He can play.
Yeah.
He played really well against the Lakers. In fact, remember that was the game where Luka didn't play and like the Mavs won in part because Quentin Grimes was like 8 for 8 or something.
Yeah, he was
off the
balling.
bench. Yeah.
All right, we'll do role play with Cappy, but don't tell him what we're doing because I want him to literally say, I want to be Rob so I can wear the jacket. Because he's going to say it. And we're all going to laugh when he says it.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, cool. Trudell's in the house. Maybe Cappy will join
I
us.
mean, I didn't mean to get angry earlier. I felt like.
Oh no, I love you. I like when you get testy.
You
You haven't gotten testy in a long time around here, and I like it.
Well, because I assume that one of the three of you would have tried to answer the question, but you all just joined.
But
an
it's not the
alliance
same
against me.
premise to Lindsay's point.
Is this how Cappy feels? Just ganged up upon? I gotta
But
see if I can relate
that
with
was a
him.
very Cappy-like premise where
I'm
you're
just
like
getting
trying to
ganged up
compare
on.
two things that aren't the same.
I felt like I was in a corner with.
I
three
mean, maybe
people.
you could have used the Cleveland Browns as something, like the Ravens and the Browns as an example, perhaps.
Both
just said
things
no
can't
support.
always be true.
Just said no
Michael
support.
Trudell.
Yeah.
That's hurtful.
Hey, let me tell you about Jacob.
Hurt
All
my
right, you know
feelings.
what's true?
I just saw Jacob.
Yeah, awesome. You know what? You know what's great about Jacob is if you call him at 844-24-JACOB, you actually will get Jacob. Like seriously, you're going to get Jacob and his team to actually help you. They're not going to farm out your situation to like some smaller law firm if they don't deem your cases right. And by the way, if you're a motorcyclist and you love the freedom, beating traffic, splitting lanes, making the rest of us jealous because you get home faster than we will. But then, of course, there's that huge risk. You're riding a motorcycle, and yep, all it takes is one person distracted, not seeing you, and there you go. Big problems. So you get into any kind of accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. But if you're a motorcyclist, okay, accidents way more serious than a regular auto accident, right? So you don't want to deal with that, man. You got to call Jacob right out of the gate at 844-24-JACOB and tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. He's got over 25 years experience. He knows your rights and help you get the medical care that you need without waiting for anything. So if you or a friend or a loved one have been injured in a motorcycle accident, call Jacob. He'll help you get back on the road. So when you call an attorney, you want one who's respected. So call Jacob because he's the real deal. And remember, consultation is free. So call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
How do you say jerk in Slovenian?
Yeah, I'm sure Luca has used that and other words as well.
Do you get teed up if you cuss somebody out in your native language and they can't understand it?
Great question.
I feel like I've seen that in soccer occasionally, where a soccer player playing in international soccer will curse at a referee in their own language, and the referee is multilingual and like tease them up.
Retroactive tease. Like you find out a day later he called you Tee him up.
If you yelled at me in French, like Spanish, I know most of the bad Spanish things. Like I would be. If you called me, I'd be like, wait, what?
What's Slovenian? If somebody's cussing you out in Slovenian, would you know?
You'll know.
I think the only one I'd have a shot in is if you yelled at me in French, Slovenian, Japanese, Chinese, whatever it is, like Korean, I'd be like, I got no shot at all.
I know.
Korean, I would know.
Yeah.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we're all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails, to going all out to support our teams. One thing really ties it all together. Enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, it's DeMarco. You guys know I'm a massive F1 fan. Nothing beats the speed, the energy, the atmosphere is electric on race weekend. If you want to experience it right, Absolute Sport is the way to go. Thanks to their partnership with Red Bull USA, they have exclusive rates and special access to F1 in Mexico City, Miami, Vegas, and Austin. With top-tier seats and luxury hotels, they handle everything. So all you have to do is enjoy the ride. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Want a golf course quality lawn? It's easier and more affordable than you think with True Green. As the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, True Green brings pro-level expertise straight to your yard, so your lawn can look like a fairway. Sign up by March 10th and get 1 free application. Plus, you'll get True Green's price match guarantee. If you're not satisfied, True Green will revisit your lawn between scheduled visits to make it right. Visit TrueGreen.com today to get a free application. Offer ends March 10th. Restrictions apply.
This is Sedano and Kap on 710.
I'm a cocky son of a like, there's no question about that.
Sedano and Kap continues right now.
Oh, yeah. Is this an anniversary today?
Sorry, you never need an excuse to play big.
Oh, I don't think you do. I would agree.
Wait, do I have this correct? That the
Days of Under Ruse,
whose name is on this show cannot be reached?
Yeah. By the way, today
how
this
is that possible?
Out of pocket.
1997 released today. This song.
Yeah, my junior. Let's see. This would have been my sophomore year.
Almost
in high
30
school.
years, bro.
Yeah,
that's great.
Imagine being a freshman or sophomore in high school with just bangers like this coming out
all the time.
And now you could, you might get a Kendrick album once in a while, but other than that,
What you know about Hypnotized, DeAndre?
Everything about Hypnotized, man. I feel sad for this generation.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I love that DeAndre's like an old soul.
There's nothing like Hypnotized being dropped right now. Again, other than Kendrick once in a while. I mean, I do. My Riggs is requesting TV off like every time I get home now. It's like, Dad, play the Mustard song.
Yeah. That age is tough.
And he goes, Mustard! He just yells it out.
See, I get home and Mateo just wants to play hoops. So I'd rather do that.
Yeah,
man,
Mateo,
than play the
I
Mustard
like
song.
Mateo's got the eye of the tiger.
Yeah, he's in right now.
Yeah.
He's locked in.
That's right.
So
unlike
Cappy not locked in, apparently out of pocket, although claims he's never out of pocket. Grant in L.A. Tweets in again and says, Trudell's just waiting in the wings to take Ireland's job with the play-by-play and the radio show. Ireland is one bad Baywatch joke away from potentially getting the boot.
No. I love Grant, but there is nobody that I love more than John Ireland, and no, I refuse to acknowledge that in any way, shape, or form.
He has one more tweet. Actually, it's very funny. He says the Lakers are becoming a serious contender again, so Sedano is slowly replacing Cappy with Trudell.
That's a good take.
Well, that started with the pickleball madness.
Right.
That was when Cappy started to feel.
We started phasing you in well before we knew the Lakers were good.
Well,
by the way.
but he didn't he do a contract extension after that? Because I think
he did.
Yeah, because at the time, his contract situation
but
was.
In all seriousness, we all went in as a team, as a plan this year, that we say, hey, Mike's got to be around more often. Like, we got to get Mike back in the mix here. And that happened well before we knew what the hell was going to happen. So.
Well, and that's and thanks to people like you in Ireland and Morales, and here I am a little bit more often.
Yeah, there you have it. All right, so let's while we wait for Cappy. Anyway,
eventually he'll look at his
point of the story that I was trying to finish off what we were talking about. Like, if you're Nico Harrison, I get you have a relationship with Rob Pelinka, but your job is to extract as much out of the Lakers as possible. It's not your problem that he couldn't talk to Luka. It's only 2 picks. Give me the 2 picks, or you have no shot at Luka. You think Rob Pelinka was walking away from that? No chance. No chance. Even without the chance to talk to him about beyond 2026, there's no way he's walking away from a chance at Luka.
I don't think there are a lot of people that are going to try to make an argument against that. Mm-hmm. And I think from a Lakers standpoint, you couldn't be happier
good for Rob,
with
though.
How things are going.
That, to me, that is like actually a tip of the cap to Pelinka.
Rob has had an amazing season, right?
Right.
An amazing, and I think
Rob Pelinka W.
Now it started. So I remember that coming into the season, right? I think that there were some voices kind of wondering, hey, there wasn't necessarily a roster move, and I think that Pelinka was very clear in his press conference, like, you can't just make a roster move to make one. Like, unless there's something that's good out there.
100%.
And so he held his cards, and then what did he do? He went and got Dorian Finney-Smith when nobody was even expecting that to happen. Memphis had been trying super hard to get Dorian Finney-Smith. Pelinka manages to get him here. We've seen how that's gone so far. And then he manages to get Luka Doncic, which obviously the entire world had no idea that was any type of a possibility. And by the way, guess what else happened? Rob Pelinka hired J.J. Redick, which is working out better, I think, than even the most optimistic.
Although if Cappy were on the phone right now, he would say LeBron hired J.J. Redick. So.
Now, LeBron, I think, clearly likes J.J. Redick, and LeBron's looking pretty smart.
While we're on that point, is he still just LeBron's podcast buddy?
No, he's definitely not. That's what I was trying to tell people from the beginning. Like, JJ legit, he legit had chances. Toronto, Charlotte, like those people had interest in hiring him as a head coach.
George, I texted you in the fall, well before the Mind the Game podcast started, and I had listened to JJ he was actually on Pablo Torre's podcast.
Right, this was over a year ago.
It's over a year
and a half ago almost.
Yeah, so I had listened to JJ's podcast for a while, and therefore I knew he was
old man in the 3.
But I heard him describing sort of just his outlook, and he was talking about coaching his kid. Yeah. And I think I texted you and a couple other people, and I was like, hey, like I think this guy's got something. Yeah. The basketball sicko thing. Yeah. Just he is obsessed with the game, and that has been translating very, very well to head coaching to the point where like the Lakers are very prepared every game. And it shows.
I don't get the tweets anymore of your buddy coaching the team now. Of course you're going to take up for him and you want him to coach the team. I barely even talk to the guy. I used to talk to him a lot more when I used to work with him. Yeah. I don't talk to him at all anymore unless I'm at a game.
He's no longer at the famous PGA Carlissimo dinners.
He's not. Although I think he had dinner with the Breen crew one time when they did a game. Yeah, here in L.A. So.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he of course did the finals games with Doris and with.
And
Mike,
he's still great. I mean, we usually when he comes in to do the meetings, we do like a 3-minute catch up. How's the family, the boys, this, that, and the other, and then that's it. And then it's basketball.
You know what I found?
He turns on the basketball sicko knob.
You know what I found interesting, and we could pick this up later if you want, but I was thinking about all of the technical fouls that have been happening, and like Anthony Edwards obviously here the other night, and Luka is one to get a tech or two, and JJ, you couldn't be much more of an intense basketball personality, just like the way that but he somehow manages to rein it in.
At the beginning of the season, he almost broke a whiteboard. Let's not forget that part of it. He has definitely mellowed out since the first few games of the season.
No. But breaking the whiteboard, all that, like he's still that intense. Like if somebody,
I get it.
If somebody misses a rotation, then this is the distinction I'm making. Like if Dalton Knecht doesn't get back on defense or something after hitting a 3, like he will still be super intense. But he manages not to take it to the referees in the same way. And I wonder how much of that is conscious and how much of that is sort of, hey, it's not going to help to do this, and how he manages
wasted energy.
I kind of want to ask him about it. Like how do you manage to stay disciplined and not yell at the referees, which some coaches can't? Because Chris Finch, who I was thinking of, is kind of exacerbates the Anthony Edwards thing because he's always complaining to the officials. Yeah. So I wonder if JJ's thinking, you know what, this maybe the way to help the team is to not be a coach that's on the refs, and then the players can do it, but they're not getting it from all fronts.
Right.
Just a thought.
That's fair.
Can I ask one thing before we go to break?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the Mavericks and how they should blow it up and all that this offseason. But before the injuries and stuff happened, everyone was going on saying that if the Mavericks are healthy, they're going to be the best team in the West, one of the best teams in the West.
Well, they'll be in the conversation.
They'll be in the conversation. So if that's the case, why would they blow it up knowing that what they have?
Because I don't know when is Kyrie going to be healthy? You're talking about a 6 to 9 month recovery.
But wouldn't that give them more reason? Wouldn't that give them more reason not to blow it up? No, obviously, you have to wait for him to come healthy.
What's Kyrie going to be after another knee injury? At 33 years old.
I'm not in the they'll blow it up camp. That was George's thought.
No, I'm just saying I would at least consider it. I think all things have to be on the table at this point.
No, I think the main thing that they wanted to do.
They're going to keep the main thing.
Get Anthony Davis, and they're going to get him healthy heading into next season. And
keep the main thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave McMenamin's going to stop by at 4:00. So coming up next, speaking of LeBron, is LeBron sneaking into like the MVP conversation all of a sudden? He won Player of the Month this year, or this month and this past month in February.
Nice shoes, too. Thank you, appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll get to that coming up before McMenamin next.
The Lakers are on fire. Back-to-back wins over the Clippers. And the winning streak keeps on rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tonight?
They're 6th in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
Next Gen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Next Gen is the absolute best in the biz and have thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Looking for an all-star deal on home comfort? Call Next Gen. For just $14.99 a month, you'll score year-round coverage on all your heating, air conditioning, and plumbing needs. You heard that right. For just $14.99 a month, you'll experience year-round coverage and comfort. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. Next Gen members receive annual heating and AC tune-ups, water heater flushes, plumbing inspections, and more. Plus, unlock guaranteed 2-hour priority service appointments and unlimited free diagnostics for your friends and family. Sign up today to become a Next Gen VIP. Next Gen is the only name you need to remember to keep your home safe and comfortable all season long. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. That's 833-3-NEXT-GEN or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
All right, Sedano and Kap, Trudell's in the house. McMenamin is going to join us in about 10 minutes. We have made contact with Cappy. I think he's going to be on the phone shortly to role play.
It's exciting.
Get next to us. This is a jam right here, too. Was this one an anniversary? Hold on, let me scroll down. Early morning, get it on. Just get it on to the early morning. Sean Paul, yeah. 2003. Released it today. Get busy. Love Sean Paul.
You ever been to Jamaica?
I've not, actually. I've been to pretty much almost every Caribbean island except Jamaica.
I've never been to Jamaica either. Isn't Sean Paul from Jamaica?
Yeah, believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been there.
I have not, but I've been to a lot of the... What happened to Cappy?
He's not picking up.
He's not answering.
I mean, you know what? I'm done with
And
him.
you know, he's got the weird AI voicemail. It's not like the normal lady who's like, your call has been forwarded. It's
What
like,
has he got?
It's like, your call cannot be, or is not, whatever they,
Can that
you
be
know.
completed as dialed?
No, it's not that. It's like, the number you have dialed, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like a guy, like an AI computery guy.
It doesn't say his number, right?
I think my voicemail is me.
Hold on,
doing
let
the
me double
greeting.
check.
Because I want to call it then if that's the case and let the audience hear it, the weird AI voice. But only if it doesn't say it's his
It
number.
is a weird, like it's not the normal lady, you know, like the iPhone lady.
Right, yeah.
I'll try him one more time.
All right. Anyway, shout out to Sean Paul. 2003. Man, we're old. We had Sean Paul and Biggie back-to-back segments. All right, LeBron. So Geeter on the on their podcast, what's that one called? Spectrum Sports?
Sportsnet.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many podcasts, bro.
Spectrum Sportsnet, Lakers Pod, yeah.
It's hard to keep up with them. I love Geeter, though. Geeter's my guy.
Yeah.
So,
Geeter's the
I mean,
best.
listen, Morales wants Geeter in the morning. Geeter in la mañana. If we can get him, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
You imagine Geeter waking up to Geeter every morning? That's a lot of energy.
The more Geeter, the better.
I agree. So anyway, on their podcast, Linz, we have that audio, right? Yeah. All right. Here's what they were talking about in regards to LeBron's potential MVP candidacy, or at least getting in the conversation.
I mean, why is LeBron and AD always getting dinged for Defensive Player of the Year MVP award when they didn't have enough wins? Now LeBron has his team at second in the Western Conference, fifth best in the NBA, only a game or two away from top three. Okay, where narratives are built in the beginning of the year, like MVP candidates shouldn't be built in the first 20 games, right? What about the last 40 games? Where LeBron, you know what I mean? So it's a body of work. His numbers right now are better than they were when he won the MVP in 2012-13. LeBron James's numbers at 40 are better than they were 12 years ago when he was apparently in his prime at 28 years old. Wrap your head around that.
It's true. It's kind of wild, and I think it's a little too late. Like I do feel like it's Shea's year and it's his time, because I will tell you this: nobody in this. There's only one other person in the sport that's put up the numbers that he's put up: over 30, over 5 rebounds, over 5 assists, over 2 steals, over 1 block a game on over 50% shooting, and the only other person is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, Jokic's numbers are better, but yes.
Shea is more, I think, more valuable, quote unquote, to his team. I think there's subjectivity to it.
I don't. I think he's got much better teammates. I think Jokic is just a clearly better player. So it's more he's going to win the best player on best team, which MVP often goes to. No,
I think
Shea.
Jokic is.
Shea's
best player,
best player
team.
on best team. Shea's
Right.
going to win that, but the
best player is Jokic.
And
right,
to
but
me,
I don't think that's the MVP every year.
But if the Nuggets are the 3rd seed and OKC's the 1st, I don't care if they've won 10 more games. Like to me, Jokic is the best player. I'd give him the MVP. But of course, I think Shea's going to win. Now, LeBron, though, what he is entering into, though, George, is All NBA first team.
Right.
Like he's already secured All NBA second team.
Right.
Now he's rubbing up real quick on the 5th spot, which was going to go to either I think Jalen Brunson or Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think you would have preferred Mitchell, right? The last
Right
time
back
we
then
talked,
when we did straw poll.
I may have taken Brunson, but now the Lakers are now clearly a better team than the Knicks, and I think LeBron is just a better player than Brunson, and his numbers are better.
Let's do I'm going to look up to see what I sent Tim Bontemps the last time he did that straw poll.
I remember what you did.
You do?
Yeah, well, because we talked about it.
We were sitting next to each other,
you had
right?
Shea, Jokic, Giannis, or actually you had Tatum probably 3rd, then you had Giannis, and then you had Mitchell 5th. So I would move, and I don't know that you just get 5, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So right now, here's what I would do. I would have LeBron 4th.
Wow. Would you put him over Giannis or Tatum?
Yes, over Giannis. And I probably would put Mitchell over Giannis right now, too.
You know what? There's actually a fair case for LeBron over Giannis. I would probably still give Giannis the slight edge.
No.
But
Giannis would be out of my top 5.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, Giannis.
But the fact that we're now talking about LeBron, and I like the Player of the Month award cementing what he's doing right now, because the last time anybody 37 or older got it was Karl Malone.
Yeah.
And so LeBron now, not only the first 40-year-old to get Player of the Month, but no 39-year-old did it, no 38-year-old did it, and Malone was the last one to do it at 37. So that is absurd. And guess who he beat out to do it? Shea and Jokic, whose teams barely lost. I think both of their teams only lost 3 games in February, but the Lakers only lost 2. And LeBron clearly leading the way. AD missed the first portion of it. Luka missed a couple within it, and he just was just nails throughout. So it's ridiculous and totally unprecedented.
So I'm looking back at my previous texts to him. So my final last year straw poll was Jokic, SGA, Luka, and Tatum. Those were my 5 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can make the case that the bottom three could have been shifted in any which way, in my opinion. But I went with Luka and Tatum in that particular group. My first one this year, for this season, was in December. I had SGA, Joker, Tatum, Cat at that time. Remember, the Knicks were rolling, and Cat was playing amazing. And then I had Luka.
I would have had AD over Cat there.
Not at that point of the season.
Yeah.
Lakers weren't playing that well in December.
Yeah, they were like the 6th seed.
Yeah, not in good. The Knicks were like the 2 seed.
I know, because of Brunson and Cat together.
Okay.
But fair. It's not like crazy. I'm just saying I would have had AD.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And then the most recent one is the one I gave you. Right. So my last one, when the last one comes in at the end of March, I will, if this continues as it goes, I would have Shea, Jokic, Tatum, LeBron, and Mitchell. Those would be my 5. See, Lindsay, I've had Mitchell in this twice now.
It's defensible, and so LeBron, All-NBA first team is very important to me. As
Cleveland! This is for you!
I keep a doc on my laptop just to kind of track it every year. Because
Yeah.
I think it's when you're explaining to somebody, like for me right now, it's my kids, right? And we're reading a couple books about basketball. They're like, Dad, who's the best player in the 80s? And who's the best player in the 90s? Who's the best player? And All-NBA first team is just a good barometer.
Correct.
Right? It's a
No
good
doubt.
place. Here, these are the dudes that were playing the best
Ballin'.
basketball at the time. And for LeBron to have made the All-NBA first team 13 times already, and this could be a 14th.
Right.
When we thought that was past, like last year he was 3rd. Right.
Yeah.
The last time that he was first team, I think, was 2020. Yeah, so he hasn't been 2020 since then. And if he's able, all he needs to do is play the exact same level that he's playing now.
Yeah, it was the 1920s. The year you guys won the championship.
Yeah, they won the championship. Yeah, and AD was on that All-NBA first team.
He was
as
second
well.
team the year after that.
And then he was 3rd team last year. Yeah.
He was
13
not.
The last 3 years he's been 3rd team.
He was not on the team at all in 21-22. Was that the year he was hurt a lot?
That was the year like the whole team was hurt.
No, he was.
No,
I'm sorry. He was 3rd team, yeah.
Yeah.
Third team, and then last year.
3rd team the last 3 years. I'm telling you. Yeah. 3rd team from 2022 to 2024.
No, he wasn't last year at all.
Yes, he was.
No. Oh, yeah, he was. I see it. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right.
Okay.
Right, because Sabonis was on it too. All right, yeah. So 3rd team the last several years.
And now to somehow get better.
It's pretty nuts.
It doesn't happen in any sport where, like, usually the trajectory, like, you start down, then it goes up like a ladder, and then it goes back down.
I think
it's a triangle. Yeah. Like he is somehow. So he kept going up and up and up and up. Then he maybe leveled off a little bit, and now he's going, and then he went up again, and it is just mind-boggling. It's unprecedented. The only run I can think of in some other sports is like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. They've been awesome for a long time, but they have both dropped to where their level was in previous years. So yeah, it's totally ridiculous.
I'm trying to see something here. What date was this? This was early in the season. All right. Dave McMenamin, Lakers intrepid reporter, ESPN NBA insider, joins us next.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
It's T-Raj and D-Far.
For your hand, you can get a buff and go and just basically have.
DeMarco. I'm not getting the buff and go.
Well, then you.
It was cool until she said
I'll
buff
take
and go.
the buff and go.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
The official partner of Palm Tree Crew at the Waste Management Open is now bringing fans to the biggest rivalry in golf, the Ryder Cup. USA versus Europe. Fired up crowds, unmatched intensity. This isn't just golf, it's a battle for supremacy. With Absolute Sport, you'll get premium access, luxury accommodations, and the ultimate fan experience. Don't just watch history, be a part of it. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, two matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. It's the 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
Well, what you need to know was going to be that
Dave McMenamin was going to join us?
Well, he is going to
but
join
at
us.
4:15 now.
Yes,
Yeah.
at 4:15.
Yeah.
Was going to be that LeBron and Donovan Mitchell, ironically, LeBron, Laker, his former team, Cavs, Donovan Mitchell.
They won the Player of the Month.
Yes, they won the Players of the Month.
Yeah.
And now a lot of people are tweeting about, like, for example, Joe Hayden, former NFL cornerback. Oh, my God, I just realized the Cavs versus the Lakers this year in the NBA Finals would be crazy. Bron versus the land for a chip. Now people, this is becoming like a thing on social media.
What?
Like Lakers versus Cavs in the finals. Like, people are starting to root for it.
I'd rather root for the Lakers versus Celtics.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know. I think this is a better story.
No, it's not. The greatest rivalry in the history of the sport. I mean, there is.
For me, it is.
I don't think it's. I think it's like a nice consolation prize. If you're the NBA, you get LeBron versus whole team. I don't think it's a terrible idea. There's worse fallback options than that. Although I guess if the Knicks somehow made it, like you were talking about that yesterday, that would be pretty insane.
What do you
too.
think would be better, like the Knicks or the Cavs against the Lakers?
Well, you mean like ratings wise?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
it would be
Knicks,
the Knicks.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not. If the Knicks made the finals, all of New York would go nuts. Because first of all, now they're not even expecting it. Like they were super confident like the first half of the season, but now they're like, oh, we're still the Knicks.
Yeah.
So we're still the Knicks.
I would rank
Knicks
it.
fans are like, ugh.
There's three different rankings, okay? There's sort of the NBA bucket, the Lakers bucket, and the LeBron bucket.
Right.
For the LeBron bucket, Cavs is the most
Yeah, it'd be
compelling.
cool. Yeah.
For the Lakers bucket, Celtics.
Celtics
It's
always.
Be Lakers, Celtics. For the league, I think usually it'd be Lakers, Celtics.
But if the Knicks somehow
like,
made it.
to get the Knicks into that mix.
I mean, they
and-
haven't been in 26 years.
And I don't think there's anybody that would be like, oh, it's Lakers. It's coming off of Dodgers Yankees,
Right.
Too,
Right.
Like, come on,
the media would definitely sell that. Trust me.
It would be complete chaos.
No
in a
chance
good
it'll
way.
happen, though.
But I don't think. Well, there's a chance, but not a good one. I think
really.
they have the fourth best chance, maybe. to win the
Milwaukee's got a
East.
better chance than them, I think, once they get in the playoffs.
They might just because of Giannis.
He's
even
so
though-
good.
Even though you just kicked him off the first team.
I did. Sorry, Giannis.
Yeah. So it's a fair thought exercise, Lindsay.
It's
but,
not
like,
a failure, Eric.
It would not be a failure.
I think, but
Eric.
I think like if Lakers against anybody in the East would be fun.
Yeah.
And so the Cavs, that would be an exciting series, though. There's no doubt.
I would love
have
it
slightly
because
below.
as a Cavs fan and as a LeBron fan, I wouldn't be that mad. Like, that's the only situation where I wouldn't be, like, devastated if
wouldn't
the
lose.
Cavs lost.
Right.
Yeah, because I'd be like, well, at least LeBron got his other championship.
Right, but he wouldn't say
shut people
Cleveland,
up.
this is for you.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He would you think he would say LA, this is for you?
No.
No?
No chance.
No chance he's saying that either, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
It'd be
like,
fun.
Cleveland? No.
You can't include Cleveland, bro.
I'm trying to I'm trying to just let me knock on some wood and just trying to relax and just thinking about the Lakers holding on to a top 4 position, which maybe got a little bit easier because Memphis just lost their best player, and that's not John Morant. John
Right.
has been not as
Jaren
good as
Jackson
Jaren
Jr. has been their
Jr.
best player,
this year, and so Jaren's a grade 2 sprain of an ankle. That's a couple weeks minimum. And George, it's March 4th. So like that, we're talking, he may not be back and kind of fully healthy until the playoffs start. They are right now the 4 seed, 2 games in the loss column behind the Lakers. The Nuggets are 1 game in the loss column back. Houston has kind of been going in the wrong direction. They've lost 2 in a row. They have 24 losses. The only team aside from the Lakers that is winning games in the top 8 in the West right now consistently, well, we know OKC is Golden State. You know, Golden State is a riser. So, George, Golden State's going to be out of the play-in mix.
Let me tell you something.
They're going to finish top 6 for sure.
They're dangerous, man.
Yeah, they are.
They are dangerous. They are a viable sleeper team for sure now. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Right, because if they're the 5, that means probably Houston has then climbed or Minnesota.
No, I think Golden State could honestly. So I think the top 4, the 4 best teams: OKC, Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors. Right behind them, Rockets. And then Wolves, who I actually think are better than the Grizzlies, given how banged up the Grizzlies are.
Yeah.
But they may not catch them because they're 6 back in the loss column. But from a Lakers standpoint, you're just thinking about round 1.
Right.
And whether you're the 2 or the 3 seed, or even if you go to the 4,
right.
I think the teams that you're looking at are, because Dallas is now out of the equation.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really worried about Sacramento.
You're not going to play Golden State anymore.
I don't think anybody's really worried about the Clippers. They're going in the wrong direction. So it's
Golden
Phoenix
State's probably going to get to the 5 at least.
We're basically talking about Minnesota as the one team that could be
although
in that 7 spot.
I will say this: 6 games a lot to make up in 20-something games.
It is.
So that's going to be tough.
Yeah. No, but this is what I'm saying though. I'm saying Minnesota though could be the likeliest to be the 7. So if the Lakers can hang on to the 2, then that's
actually a good matchup for you guys.
That's the only kind of good team that's healthy-ish,
right?
Assuming that they get Gobert back. He's been out for a little bit, although they may be better, honestly, in some ways without him. But yeah, it's just this has been going, George. Had we had this conversation a month ago, I think you and I would have said, look, it's Luka Doncic. They have Sky. There is a super high ceiling, but a lot has to be going right. And in the meantime, thank you, DeAndre. In the meantime, though, George, we did not expect the rest of the West to be taking this kind of a hit collectively.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. All right, listen, McMenamin is ready now, so we're going to break early and then have a longer segment with Dave. By the way, what's on tap today on 710 ESPN? Thanks to Michelob Ultra. Lakers host Zion and the Pelicans tonight at Crypto.com. Coverage starts at 6, tip-off at 7:30. You can hear it right here on 710 ESPN or on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
The Lakers are on fire. Back-to-back wins over the Clippers. And the winning streak keeps on rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tonight?
They're 6th in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
You never expect a massive trade between superstar players or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
There's only one team you can call on to play defense for you, the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call this number, 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. Let Joseph and his team score the winning shot for you.
Have you heard the refinancing rule of thumb that says you have to drop your rate at least 0.5% to refi because it'll take several years of savings to recoup the closing costs for a refi? The Loan Exchange says the rule is nonsense. With a Loan Exchange free closer, you can lower your rate without paying any cost whatsoever. That's right, lower your rate with no cost and your balance doesn't go up. You start saving on the first day you have the loan and every day thereafter. If you decide to move next year or rates drop further, you can exchange that loan for another without losing a dollar that was tied up in closing costs. Today's 30-year fixed-free closer rate in APR is 5.99%. So if your current mortgage rate is higher than 5.99%, give the Loan Exchange a call at 855-752-9944 or log on to theloanexchange.com. It won't cost you a thing. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
It's the LA Afternoon Takeover on 710 ESPN.
Man, I hate when my brain is right and my heart is wrong.
It was so close to having your brain wrong and your heart right,
No,
too.
it would have been so much fun if that were the case.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
Oh, yeah. All right, Dave McMenamin's going to be joining us here in just a second. Mike Trudell's in the house for Cappy today, as Mike likes to call himself, the side piece.
Yeah, I'm George's side piece. What do you think of that, Dave?
I mean, I can tell the excitement in his voice to be around you versus around Cappy. So clearly you are the side piece.
Ooh. Wow. Although it's so funny. We've tried to get Cappy on the phone today because I wanted to role play as Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison. And he didn't even he's been giving Lindsay all sorts of grief. Meanwhile, he's been texting Lindsay. He's had so much FOMO from the show the last few days because he's been off now for 4 shows, either through illness or days off. That he's been texting Lindsay nonstop for 24 hours.
After hearing Dave's take right there, I bet he'll be in here tomorrow.
I'm sure he will be.
Dave.
Well, and by the way, he reads the COT, the Circle of Trust, whereas there's a lot of chatter in there about when you're in here. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cappy's always keeping an eye on the Twitter streets.
But haven't I been very pro Cappy?
You have,
yeah.
But people hear what Dave hears in my voice. That's all it is. The fact. I mean, you heard DeAndre yesterday. He's like, "Yo, man, we were talking about the Eastern Conference yesterday."
Well, I mean, Cappy should be fine because back in the day there was some discussion. Oh, maybe you and I would spend some time in the year together. And then Cappy clearly won the war and has been in here now.
Cappy got the ring on it. He did. He got the ring on it. There's
Cappy
no question about it.
Yeah, Dave. George and I were just talking about how if we had just had this conversation after the trade a month ago, and I think you and I we're probably in alignment that this could go better this year than some people were allowing. But what we didn't anticipate was the West to just disintegrate in the way that it has outside of OKC. Like that. Do you agree with that? And what are your thoughts on how that impacts the Lakers?
Well, we certainly believe that. I think I want to speak for both of us, but I think we were in alignment here as well that Dallas would be a team to reckon with this season.
Yeah, sure.
That's not going to be the case. So, and that's I think my main concern with the Lakers is how size could affect them in a playoff series. And Dallas is one of the teams, theoretically, that could do that. I have less concern about that right now. And really, that remains the only concern. And so, of course, Denver, just because the Lakers won that one Saturday night game, doesn't mean that Denver, they slayed the dragon. That's still a looming threat out there.
Agreed, yeah.
But OKC's young, hasn't done anything yet. I am not concerned with the Grizzlies, and they are on a 3-game losing streak at the moment.
And you saw the Jaren injury, right?
Young. Right, yeah. Saw the Jaren injury. Clippers had been a thorn in the Lakers' side. This back-to-back wins this past week is a pretty clear indicator that the Lakers would be in a pretty good spot in that series as well. The Lakers are in a great spot. They just need to get through these next 25 games or so with the guys in the lineup. And obviously a reminder with what Rui's going through, Austin Reed's going through, Jordan Goodwin's going through, you can't take health for granted.
Dave McMenamin with us here. And again, I'm not painting this narrative of I know the league hates this of there's a script, everybody loves to call it that now. But if you're the league and you could get in the Western Conference Finals, LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers versus the next it team in the OKC Thunder, you're taking that all day, every day if that's how it unfolds.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess if you find OKC interesting, I don't know.
Doesn't sound like you do.
I I'd rather see Phoenix somehow miraculously go.
No, listen, I was just Dave. I was just there. There is no chance of that happening.
Hold on. All they have to do is catch a Dallas team that may not have Anthony Davis on top of Kyrie, and then they just would have to beat Sacramento.
Okay, listen, I have them on Friday. I have them Friday.
They stink, but they just have to beat the Kings.
I have them Friday again in Denver, and look, they folded like a deck of cards in that game on Sunday. Okay, but so much so that Durant admitted as much and said it was embarrassing. So if they don't bounce back, like I've pretty much written them off at this point, having now watched them up close several times, and now healthy, like folding like they did. No way, I don't buy it.
The 8 seed has to be either the Suns, the Kings, or the Clippers. None of which are exactly lighting the world on fire right now. I mean, actually, Sacramento's actually won 4 in a row, but Sabonis is now out for a while. Anyway, go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, so you're not buying the OKC hype, is what you're saying?
They're fine.
Wow.
They're fine.
Wow.
They are not the young OKC team that went against the Lakers and when Lakers had Kobe and Powell, and that was the young, exciting it team with Harden, Russell, Westbrook, and Kevin Durant. Like, I mean, of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will likely win MVP based on the straw poll that Tim Bontemps published a week ago or so. He doesn't have my vote right now, but he's a legitimate player. Jalen Williams is a nice role player. They have some nice defensive role players. One of them used to play for the Lakers, Alex Caruso. Chet Holmgren is, their fifth option, and it's nice to have a 7-footer with the outside touch to be your fifth option. Cool, but I don't know. Like I like that they all do their interviews post game together, show some team camaraderie. I think that's cool.
I actually don't love that.
I'm not all in. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't help you do your job, get the questions out. But
that's just a little bit
I'm not like I need to watch that matchup. There's other matchups I'd rather see. Quite frankly, I'd like to see the Lakers against the Grizzlies again. I'd like to see Lakers against the Warriors again. Like teams that there's some history with in recent postseason history, like recent postseason past.
Okay.
Yeah. So George and I actually had a little debate about OKC yesterday, and I'm probably in the middle, I think, of where you two are. Before the season, I was in the position of like, there's no way that OKC won't have the most wins in the regular season. But we do want to see how the Hartenstein plus Chet front court plays. Like, how often are they going to play them together? How often is one of them going to sit? Who is there? Is J-Dub going to emerge as a strong enough second option when Shai is split? So I do think there are still some answers that OKC has to provide in a playoff series. But Dave, like, I do think the fact that they have the point differential that they have, to me, I think some people have taken that to say that they're an all-time team. I tend to say they're an all-time regular season machine because of the depth, the youth, the commitment, the coaching, all of it together, and the health. But I do think that they have to prove yet that translates to the type of playoff success that would typically go in accordance to a team with that kind of differential.
Yeah, and we also happened last year against them versus Dallas, a Dallas team that really caught lightning in a bottle after they got Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington and had a good final third of the season, or a great final third of the season, and took care of them. But the consistency that OKC showed all year long last year didn't really matter when the chips were on the table in the playoffs. Again,
but they did add, they added Hartenstein and Caruso, though, without giving anything up, which is what I liked. Like, Boston didn't add anything.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'll give you that. And they are a very good regular season team. I think where I just don't find them very interesting, very compelling. That's the only way. I think they're good. I think it'd be a really tough series for the Lakers. I think it's a winnable series. I just don't think it'd be like must-see TV series. That's where I'm pushing back.
Oh, but I'm saying if you're the league, they're going to be around for a long time. So you need to make – like, I actually think that's a perfect jumping-off point for their story.
Okay, sure. I'll give you that.
There it is. Look at that. See?
There's no, like, Cappy storylines in there. You know what I mean?
Right. There's no right. You can't attract Cappy in.
Yeah,
is
like,
what you're saying.
You need a storyline.
Yeah.
Something to grab people's attention.
Well, okay. So first of all, I brought this up yesterday, but to reiterate to Dave, like the fact that the Lakers haven't played the Thunder with this iteration, and they're supposed to play them, not supposed to.
Well, but they're playing them in a weird spot.
They're going to play. Dave, the OKC is going to have the 1 seed so far
they're
locked
be done.
in, which basically it already is. That like they may not play anybody, and then that could if the Lakers can secure the 2 seed, let's say, for example, by winning those games, that's one thing. But the basketball point of this that's interesting to me, OKC gets their money by playing ridiculous ball pressure defense. And the two guys that I think are least impacted by ball pressure defense in the NBA are Luka Doncic and LeBron James.
Sure.
They handle that well. So like I'm very curious to see.
They generate a lot of turnovers.
How
There's
OKC
no question.
can manage to sort of match up. And they'll cause some turnovers, but Luka and LeBron are not the guys that they want to see.
I will say this, Dave. And look, I don't think I think they're beatable. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I would say they're better than a regular season team, than just a good regular season team. I've now seen them up close a lot at this point.
In regular season games.
Correct. And no, I did some of their playoff games last year too. And again, there's their first real. They're 23 years old, average age. You know what I'm saying? Like it's their first real attempt at playing in the playoffs. Like historically, as you know, in this league, it takes some time. Like not everybody is a microwave. I would say there's more examples of teams having to go through the quote unquote battles than doing it the other way. So. What I do believe, I'll tell you this, having been around them last year and this year.
Having been in Shea's aura.
I have been in Shea's aura, correct.
Thank you for letting me share in your aura.
Yes, correct. I will say that I have never seen a team that is that young that understands their pecking order. And look, we've all been around young teams, and a lot of young teams, guys want to get theirs. You know what I'm saying? These guys know who eats first, okay? They know it's Shea. And then after that, it's some combination of J-Dub or Chet when he's healthy or whatever. And then the other guys get whatever they get. Like, that in itself, to me, has them ahead of the curve in a way that I think there's some real sustainability there for them long term.
For sure. But is there as many appetizers go around when the refs call games differently in the playoffs? Are we going to get the league's leading scorer getting the same type of calls, getting to the
right? Is he going to get the Harden treatment? It's just the other way, right?
Exactly. Again, this is not to like throw shade on them. I think it's just more like to look at the Western Conference is imminently available to whatever team comes in hot and healthy.
We agree there. I don't think that. I know ESPN Analytics or whatever has them at like 59% to win the West. In the playoffs, I don't believe it's that high. I would not give them that percentage, but I do think that they should be the favorite going into it, just based on what they've done this season.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's line up for some pregame prayers in OKC. Let's go.
Wow. I love feisty McMenamin.
I mean, I'm kind of with Dave. I feel like you give them way more credit for being such a young team that's, quote, never done it before.
Right, but young teams don't – generally, young teams are not the 1 seed 2 years in a row.
What about the Cavs?
They're not a young team. They have Donovan Mitchell. Has been like, he's not like –
Well, so Caruso and Hartenstein.
But they're role players.
No, but that's part of what they bring, though, with the veteran experience. And Shea's not young anymore.
Right.
Shea's in his prime. So, like,
he's not old.
No, but he's in his.
What is Shea?
He's in his prime. He's got to be 26.
No way.
Yeah.
Hold on. Stand
Dave,
by.
who's better, the Thunder or the
26.
Cavs?
26.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll be 27 in July.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's older than Luka.
Okay.
I said he's 26. You're like, no way.
Okay,
and then
I agree.
And he's 26.
Okay, but what is your point, though?
My point is he's not young. He's been in the league for a long time.
LeBron James hadn't won a championship until he was 26 years old.
I'm just saying he's been in the league for 7 years.
Okay.
And so like he's right at the cusp.
Right, but what is the point?
He's the leader. He's not young. They added 2 key vets. I'm trying to make your point here. They're not some young team that you can dismiss.
But their average age is 24.9 years old. Like that's indisputable.
Because they don't have one single like old
But
vet.
they've got Caruso's not young. Hartenstein is in his near 30 years old. Like he's in his late. They're both in their late 20s, aren't they?
Caruso's 31.
Okay, there you go.
So he's a little older than you think. Hartenstein, I'm guessing, is like not quite. But that's why they have the team. Hartenstein's 26, so that's why they have the team age thing lower because they don't have like so. Just LeBron is 40,
right?
So that brings the entire age of the roster way up. Anyway, the Lakers. I'm just happy we're having this discussion and not me having to do the math, Dave, on what the Lakers need to do to get into the 7 or 8 play-in game. Right.
Oh, there's no question about that.
Spot. Like that's what the math has been the last couple of years. Now it's like, I wonder at what point they might see OKC's. Like the conversation has moved so far in a positive direction for like what the future might hold that you're talking about Lakers and OKC matching up. So it's good times.
Yeah, when a team wins 9 straight games against teams that are above 500, when a team's 16-3 of their last 19, it's going to be positive vibes. And that's with Luka Doncic. I think, what would you grade him, or what would you think he would grade himself based on his expectation as a player?
Oh,
he's probably playing C+ basketball.
Yeah, correct. He would have given himself like a D, I think, for the first.
Right.
Although I think that's unfair because really he wasn't shooting the ball well. He was still doing a lot of other things well. But the Clipper games were much closer to like B's, and so we haven't seen his A game yet, right, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in Denver one night, and not that he hasn't affected winning. I'm not saying that, but like he's going to be a lot better for this team.
The rhythm that he's going to get into.
Yeah, this should be. I mean, there's been plenty of rain clouds covering Southern California skies above Crypto.com over the last 6 years since I moved back here. This is a time when it's sunny skies. Everybody should enjoy it.
I think we're all in the general agreement that to Dave's point, that the West is, I wouldn't say completely up for grabs because I think there's only really 3 teams that can actually win it. Maybe a fourth if Golden State gets the right matchups and gets hot, perhaps, or something happens like someone turns an ankle in front of them. But I just think I'm giving OKC more respect than the two of you is what I'm saying.
I will agree that they're the favorite. I think, but I might if the playoffs started today, and let's just say the Lakers and the Thunder played today. We haven't seen what it's like yet.
We don't know what it's like.
I really might pick the Lakers to win, but
but
I can acknowledge.
Oh, I think that's a coin toss.
Yeah, but I can acknowledge that just because of the record and blah blah, they were the 1 seed last year. Continuity that, like, I get why they can be given the favorite status. It's just it's in a different way. And Dave, maybe this is closer to your point. It's in a different way from the Celtics being the favorite in the East because they actually did win last year.
Yeah,
so those are two different types of.
But
favorites.
that's why I said. Now you tell me, Dave. I mentioned, it's not an exact comp because obviously we're looking at, 12, 13 years later. But I said the Cavs, I think it'll be compelling against the Celtics. But they kind of remind me of when, like, the Pacers were trying to beat LeBron, Wade, and Bosh for, like, 3 years. And everyone's like, oh, those pesky Pacers, they're going to get them. And then they never did. Like, ultimately, they lost in, like, 6. And they had one time they lost in 7. But it's not really, like they're just not better than the Celtics, is my opinion.
Yeah, no, they're not better. They're not better. I think they're a really worthy adversary. And I think that win on Friday night, going to Boston, even with no Drew Holiday and no Kristaps Porzingis, to come back after Boston hits their first 7 threes and have to win that game down the stretch, it says a lot about this Cavs group. It's a really deep team, well-balanced roster. Their belief factor is through the roof right now. They are ecstatic about adding DeAndre Hunter. They think that's another guy they can throw at the 2 J's in a playoff series. Like, Boston is going to have to go out and win that series. It's not they're not going to be, given the pathway beyond it. And so, that's going to be a battle. I would probably pick Boston at full strength, but who knows if Boston will be at full strength.
Right.
And this Cavs team, they're really legitimate. And I don't think you're trying to, poo-poo those Pacers team. That was a pretty darn good team.
No,
as
but
well,
they were. But they were not better than those
right.
Heat
they just
teams.
weren't as good as the Heat.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Cleveland is not better than Boston.
Yeah, my argument yesterday when we were talking Cleveland-Boston was more like, of course we're going to acknowledge Boston is the better team. They've shown that. But Dave, I thought last year Denver was just going to run out of gas. They didn't add any talent from having won the previous year. And that, to me, would be the argument against Boston. They didn't add anything. They're going to have a tougher first-round series, we think. The second-round series, we think, shouldn't be easy either. Say it's against the Bucks, for example, or the Knicks, even though, the Knicks, maybe it is a little easier.
Yeah.
But so to me, by that point, maybe they've worn down some mix of mental and physical, and the Cavs have the juice, and they can use that to make up the difference that they might have in talent. So that would be my case.
I think the Cavs, Evan Mobley is on a trajectory. I've been saying this for years. If he becomes their best player, that's when they're legitimately a championship contender. And he is morphed into that or morphing into that, depending on how you feel about him. But he will be in short order. And that's when I think they're going to be at their most dangerous.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But he's a much better player today than he was last year in the playoffs when they lost to Boston. Mm-hmm. Like, I think they, in a way, have added a different version of Mobley to this team. Obviously, I mentioned Hunter.
And Ty Jerome, Austin Reeves light.
Yeah. Ty Jerome's been really good. I don't know how much playoff minutes he's going to get.
No, he's going to get play, especially since they moved LeVert. He is going to play. He's their creator off the bench. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, him, Merrill, and Wade, I don't know. I think Kenny will probably go shorter bench, and you're playing a lot of staggering Darius and Donovan. But, yes, I mean, regular season, been a heck of a player for him. And
Yeah.
What a story for him. He was traded 4 times before he ever put on an NBA uniform.
Yeah.
Suffered a major injury, and now he is a night in, night out contributor on the team with the most wins in basketball.
But I'm with you, Trudell. If they have to play Milwaukee in the second round, that's going to be a real fight. Like that. Like Giannis is still Giannis. You know what I mean? I don't know how much I believe in Kyle Kuzma as your third best player.
They've been much better since Kuz got
They
there.
have been better, but I still don't know if I buy it. That's enough. Is what I'm saying.
Kuz is a good Kuz is back slotted to where he should be, like the 4th or 5th guy.
Correct.
Like he was in Lakers. He wasn't gonna. He was the one in Washington.
No, I know.
That
was a
not
disaster, and he had a lot of bad
wasn't
habits.
his fault.
I'll tell you this. How about this? Sources tell me. Okay, you guys can aggregate this, aggregators. Sources tell me that in the early stages of Kuz in Milwaukee, there was a lot of chatter from the coaches of, "Hey, man, this ain't Washington."
Whatever. I'm pro Kuz. They've been better since they had Kuz. Kuz he's calling upon that muscle of when he played with LeBron and AD. Maybe the green light.
Where he kind of like passively aggressively complained about his role all the time.
He did not.
Oh yes, he did.
I was there. Kuz was.
I watched the Spectrum Sports interviews.
Of course, he there's a little twinkle in his eye. Would he like to shoot a little more? But ultimately, he did his job. He played D. He took open shots.
He did.
Like he helped them win a title.
But he definitely always
no slander allowed here.
All right,
Kuz.
McMenamin, you can back me up.
I'm going to age myself here, but he reminded me, quite frankly, of Jordan Farmar when he played and won a championship with the Lakers in 2010, then wanted to find a bigger role elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then, realized it's not better on the other side.
Right.
And now Kuz came back to a contender with still enough left in the tank versus Jordan Farmar had already kind of washed out by the time he got to play on another great team. So I think it's a good situation for Kuz.
Shout out to Jordan Farmer, who gave me an Xbox 360 off the plane once, because he and Luke Walton had to buy one in Oklahoma to play. And he's like, well, I got like 4 at home. Do you want this? I was like, hell yeah. Shout out Jordan Farmer.
Hey, is everybody playing tonight, Dave?
No.
Well, you're not going to have Austin Reeves.
Right.
Yeah, Markieff Morris is out with illness. Not that he's been playing, but he's on the injury report.
Yeah.
LeBron's currently probable, and so is Luka Doncic. I saw LeBron go through his warm-up about an hour ago. He looked great. And Luka was one of the earliest players getting here, so to me that's a sign that he'd be playing.
Goodwin and Rui still out, too.
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
Right.
Yep, Goodwin and Rui.
Yeah. And then with New Orleans, we expecting Zion tonight?
Yeah, Zion. Yeah. Mike, what's it currently with him?
He's good. I think they sat him in the second of a back-to-back.
Right, against Phoenix.
Yeah, but he's expected to play. They've got look, like I was telling, they've won 4 or 5. They've got some good play. They got Bruce Brown in. They got Olynyk in.
Yeah, those guys can play.
They can beat you. Like they're a much better team.
And John pointed this out. The Lakers' 3 losses recently have all been against duds. So this is the type of team that they've let down against. So
yeah, little trap game.
Yeah. It's totally a trap game because you look at it, they got this long trip coming up. They got the Knicks before they go on the trip. Yeah, you got to take care of this one, keep the momentum going.
Feisty McMenamin. I love a feisty McMenamin on the show. Dave McMenamin, ESPN NBA reporter, insider, does a phenomenal job covering your Los Angeles Lakers and always willing to put up with our nonsense. All right, man, thanks for the time as always, brother.
Thanks, fellas.
See ya.
See you in like a half hour.
Feisty McMenamin. I love it. All right. Real quick,
he's a competitor. Dave's a competitor.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Trust me.
He likes to win.
Yeah.
I respect that.
ESPN LA, the Lakers, and BB are teaming up to find the Lakers GOAT, greatest fan of all time. Are you the GOAT? If so, you could win the ultimate prize pack, which includes courtside seats and a year's supply of BB Go. Go to LakersGoat.com. That's LakersGFOAT.com to learn how to submit your entry. All right. Tinder's next.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
Luka, watching him warm up, he is insanely more athletic than I thought. Like, he was doing dunk contest stuff in warm-ups. It was impressive, right? Wow, this dude's a real athlete. Then watching him play live. Plays fast, plays hard, all out, just like LeBron.
It's Trav and D-Far. Back tomorrow after Clinton and Friends.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Hey, guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Of the Rescue Rangers.
They were playing this song in Toontown on Sunday at Disneyland, and I was so pumped because I haven't heard the song in so long.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
When I was a kid, I used to like Chippendale Rescue Rangers and DuckTales.
Yeah,
Oh,
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
DuckTales was cool.
Yeah.
I like DuckTales.
Yeah, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah. Yeah, I always appreciated DuckTales.
Both great shows.
I mean, my favorite cartoon was either Voltron or He-Man.
Voltron was badass.
Voltron was badass.
Yeah.
And then I liked He-Man.
Yeah, He-Man was good.
Transformers was pretty good, too.
Yeah, for sure. G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe. Yeah, G.I. Joe was legit.
Yeah.
Those are all the shows. I mean, now it's a much softer touch now.
Oh, way
It's
softer.
like
Although I will say
Bluey.
this. Bluey is funny.
Bluey's good. And the music's great.
Yeah. Bluey is hilarious.
Peppa Pig, solid. And
Nah, Peppa Pig's a brat.
Peppa Pig's good. The show is good. I like Daddy Pig. And
she's a brat.
By the way, did you hear that there's a birth coming on Peppa Pig?
I did not.
Peppa Pig is a
It's a
brat,
big-
and
it's a
she
big deal.
inspires bratty behavior in children.
Bluey
think
is
so?
way better. Bluey is way better. And Bluey's way funnier than Peppa Pig.
But part of the reason why Peppa Pig is kind of enjoyable is because she's a brat. You know. And then
I don't know. When your kid starts acting like that, is it enjoyable?
I mean, my kids aren't. My kid that watches Peppa Pig isn't a brat.
Oh, my nephew was watching it, and he started getting a little tooed like Peppa Pig, and I just know. Me and my sister were like, no more Peppa
Well,
Pig.
that's when you got to
if
lay down the
behavior is
law.
Translating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope it doesn't translate like that because I have Riggs playing like Star Wars at age 4 on the Xbox, and he can. And today he was like, "Oh, Dad, I just sliced his arm off."
Yeah.
Right, Dad, I just sliced him in half.
Right,
And I'm like,
yeah.
"Good job, buddy." Also, just to be clear, this is a video game. Like
Right.
we don't do this in real life, right?
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh yeah, of course, Dad."
Yeah.
But so I'm hoping it doesn't doesn't translate too much, Lindsay.
No serial killer Riggs. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
What do you got?
All right, guys. So, former Patriots head coach Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels will not actually be appearing on HBO's Hard Knocks after all of this year.
Womp, womp.
So sad. So both UNC and HBO were close to a deal last week. However, disagreements about creative control served as the reason why the discussions fell apart.
Shocking.
Right, big surprise there.
Yeah, the guy who everyone when this came out, everyone was like, oh, man, it's going to be great. Bill can show the rest of the NFL how he's not a control freak anymore. And then, of course, the thing falls apart because he's still a control freak.
There's also rumors that some league owners were not pleased that the NFL-owned platform would showcase Bill Belichick.
Oh, I can see that too.
However, you can't be too mad because no NFL teams wanted to appear in the show in the first place, hence why they had to, relegate down to college ranks.
Wow, relegation.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate that we had to do a whole segment on this, and now they're just having that's now wasted time.
Yeah.
I don't
Can't get it back. Thanks for nothing, Bill.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys think maybe Hard Knocks has just run its
Yeah,
course?
I think so. I don't even watch it anymore.
I've been right on that.
Well, they should get a small fee.
I'm left. Swipe right. I'm out on Hard Knocks.
For the hundreds.
Because everything's a documentary now anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But Hard Knocks should get a small fee because every single network basically copied what they did with the original Hard Knocks.
Right.
And you've seen now it's in golf, it's in tennis, it's in Formula One, it's in every other sport. So yeah, it's not their fault, but maybe take a break and try a fresh approach in a couple of years.
Yeah. Look at that. Fresh approach. What's next?
All right, so Mike Tirico sat in for 76ers play-by-play voice Kate Scott last night when the Sixers hosted the Trailblazers.
Getting some practice for next season.
Yeah, so
it's been a while since Mike has done an NBA game.
Right. He's also going to be on the Celtics call
for
later
Drew Carter.
this week, right, for NBC Sports Boston. Like you said, he's going to be practicing for the NBC games coming up with NBA moving to NBC. Or having NBC games. And I want to ask you guys, if you were going to call a sport that you haven't done in, let's say, almost 10 years, how many practice games do you think you need?
The more you can get, the better. Well, if you're Mike Tirico, you're one of the utmost, impeccable broadcasters in the history of sports broadcast. He'll be just... Dude, you remember during the Olympics last year, they lost the feed at one point from the arena, and Mike just, jumped in without any notes or anything and was just calling the action.
Yeah,
so he'll be fine.
If anybody can, but George, look, we can actually answer this question, right? So I do a few South Bay Laker games for play-by-play every year. It's tough to do that many. This year I'll be doing 4. I've already done 3. And the first game, I always feel like, oh man, I wish I'd already had 3 games. And by the second game, though, I feel pretty good. By the third game, I feel great as long as it's been within a certain time frame.
Correct.
But if then you go 3, and this is the sport, by the way, that I do the most. Now, the other example, I did an English Premier League preseason soccer game.
I remember that.
2 summers ago.
Let's hear that.
Now, obviously, soccer I know quite well. I played soccer in college, and I still watch obsessively. I watch English Premier League. But I hadn't done play-by-play for soccer since I was this was back in Minnesota. I was 25. I did University of Minnesota women's, and so it had been 15 years. And I definitely wish that I had done, I'd say again, 5 games to really get sharp before I got that game, but had no choice, right? It's yep, I can do it. So the optimal number to me would be 10. If you could do 10, I think you'd be feeling great, but you need at least 2 to feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think there's any question. I hadn't done college football in a really long time, and when I started doing it, granted, I started doing it on radio first, which was easier. But no, actually, pushback. Harder, because you have to describe every blade of grass, basically.
Ask, yeah.
But yeah, I think it takes a few games to really kind of get your feet. The one sport I would love to do later in my career, I'd love to do tennis. I love tennis. And I've never gotten a chance to call it or even be part of a broadcast, and I would love to be part of ESPN's tennis coverage at one point.
If ESPN called you tomorrow and said, hey, we're really short-staffed, we don't even want to do this, could you do
Chris Fowler's busy.
Wimbledon or something? Yes.
Could you do it?
Correct. Yes. I think I could do it.
That's awesome. How about you, Trudell? Is there a sport that you...
Tennis is way more conversational than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not as much about... obviously, if someone has a big serve or a big swing, a good ground stroke, a forehand winner, a backhand winner, a drop shot, you call that stuff. But for the most part, it's very conversational.
No slot cuts in tennis.
So I agree with tennis would be fun, but for me, I would just go right back to soccer just because it's the sport that
What about one you've never done before?
One that I've never done. I haven't done baseball for a long time now, but the games are so long.
I know. I have to pee too much. I need half times.
There's so many.
I don't think I could do a full 9 innings because my wife actually says that to me. She goes, "You drink so much water every day," because I drink at least 100 ounces of water. She goes, "You would never be able to do baseball."
Yeah. My answer would be football, just because I haven't actually done football.
Unless they have the bathroom like right next door.
If we're thinking about
Should start
Olympics,
doing that.
like Olympic style, like I think it would be fun to do. First of all,
I would love to do like a UFC. I've never done one. I would love to call. I mean, it's not our broadcast; it's their broadcast. But I would love to call a UFC fight.
See, now you can have it.
Oh,
I have
those
no
are
interest in that.
the reaction like videos. Oh, I think that'd be great. Like that would be fun.
I would totally call a UFC fight.
I just don't. I personally don't love it. So George would be great at that, though. George does have a black belt. Give me the ping pong. I think we should add pickleball as an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
I could do pickleball for sure.
George has already done play-by-play for pickleball.
Oh, I did during the
tournament.
pickleball tournament.
Yeah.
The first
While
year.
he was playing himself.
Yeah,
mic'd up.
We were playing Mason and his brother.
Yeah, and he was doing play-by-play.
Yeah.
That's fine because you're not breathing that heavy. In pickleball.
No.
Especially in doubles.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were playing singles, you were breathing pretty hard.
Yeah, well, singles is a different story, especially because you're
trying to like throw him under the bus
making
here.
me run across the damn floor.
I was just making him work.
Yeah, he was. He was giving me the business. All right, that is Radio Tinder. Coming up next, I want to get into some football. Your boy Sam Darnold is back in the news, and the Vikings are back in the news today, and also a lot of chatter about Shedeur Sanders post the combine. But real quick. What's on tap today is brought to you by our friends at Michelob Ultra. Lakers hosting Zion and the Pelicans tonight at Crypto.com Arena. Coverage begins at 6 with Beto and Company, 7:30 tip-off. Hear it right here on 710 ESPN or on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Only worth it if you enjoy it.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon.
No, you wouldn't be comfortable in the B.
You keep saying that. I would love to be the B. The B is like the best gig in the world.
Right, but you won't want it.
I will take it.
You always say if there's a spotlight, you want to be in it.
Right, but
The very first thing you said to me when we started is there are generators and there are reactors. I am not a reactor. I'm not any good at it. I'm never going to be the reactor.
Who's the bigger star, Ernie or Shaq? The analysts are the stars. The B's are the stars.
No, but that's because those guys are bigger stars because they played in the league.
But they're also bigger personalities.
Who's a bigger star, Penn or Teller?
Well, the one that doesn't talk is obviously not a star.
Yeah, the bigger guy.
One guy has never said a word.
Yeah, but he's he gets all the good jokes.
That's who should replace you.
Yeah. Somebody who doesn't say a word.
Give me Teller.
Steve Mason and John Ireland, tomorrow at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Now here's an important message from my friend, Jacob and Ronnie.
Wildfires can leave lasting scars on our families, our homes, our communities, and our peace of mind. Navigating the recovery process is hard, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Jacob Amrani, and my team and I are here to help ensure you're treated fairly and get the resources you need. Call us for a free consultation and let us help you rebuild with confidence.
Call Jacob. The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, two matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STREAK to 321-321. That's STREAK to 321-321.
This is Sedano and Cap on 710. Yeah. Sedano and Cap continues.
Really?
Right now.
Oh, what do we got here? Devil's Daughter.
Look, I ain't never heard of this guy, but Andy Gibb.
Andy Gibb, man.
From
the Bee Gees.
For real?
Yeah. He was one of the Bee
he was-
Gees.
Well, Andy was the youngest brother.
Correct.
though, right? So he had the solo career, and then
Yeah.
they kind of brought him in at the end. I just watched that. I watched the documentary on
It's
HBO.
a good documentary.
It was good. Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah, Barry Gibb, the oldest brother, was definitely kind of like the ringleader. Then there were the twins.
Yeah.
And then Andy was the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Hey, you learned something new.
There you go,
Voice of
DeAndre.
an angel.
What you
You
know
said
about the
devil,
Bee
but
Gees?
voice of an
I do
angel.
know about the Bee Gees. I just didn't know about
Andy
Andy
Gibb.
Gibb.
There you go.
Hey, you want to know, speaking of DeAndre being young, we were just looking at like LeBron and how this is his 41st time that he won the Player of the Month.
Yeah.
The first time he won it was November of 2004. DeAndre was 6.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It is crazy, yeah. I mean, and
So that was his second year in the league.
the next oldest player, as I said earlier in the show, to win it was Karl Malone when he was 37.
Right.
So pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Today is also National Pound Cake Day. I love a good Entenmann's pound cake, bro.
Entenmann's.
So good. Oh, man. Like, I haven't had one of those probably in, like, decades now. But I do remember that. You want to talk about my childhood when I was 6 years old. I'd be pounding some pound cake all day. That's for sure. All right. So, real quick, let's talk about Sam Darnold for a second, your boy. So, the Vikings made news today that they weren't going to franchise tag him, which would have he would have had to have made $40 million, basically. Which I think is a smart move for them. Like, that's not the number you want to. If you're going to bring him back, if there is even a slither of hope for that to happen, you're not going to do it at that number. I think they would much rather do the Baker Mayfield deal, where I think it was like closer to 30 in Tampa for like a short-term deal, and let him still be kind of the caretaker for one more year. I think that if you're Sam, that might be your best bet. Because unfortunately for Sam, you know, we were just talking about like play-by-play and having to kind of take advantage of every opportunity. I mean, people don't realize Sam Darnold, his last 24 starts is 18-6, okay? And was 14-3 in the regular season for the Vikings last year. This is the first time he's gotten a chance to play on like a good team. Because all the other teams prior to that, now granted, I know he was on the Niners, but he was the backup. But all the other teams, like Carolina was a disaster. The Jets are clearly, and certainly then, were clearly a disaster. So this is his kind of late bloomer opportunity, but it seems like nobody's buying it yet. The sample size isn't large enough yet for teams to want to spend big money. So if I'm him, I'd rather go to the best situation. So if the Vikings offer that best situation, even though it may not be the best money, I would consider doing that. Because I think if he has another good season and he's productive like he was this year, then I think he's got a chance to latch on somewhere else.
Yeah, I have some complicated feelings about Sam Darnold as a Vikings fan. And, you know, of course, here in L.A., he was at USC and on and on and on.
Yeah, San Clemente zone.
You know, so Darnold, to me, first of all, thank you for an excellent regular season. But I think that some of the warts started to show when the biggest moments happened. And therefore, that's why this conversation has never been like, oh, the Vikings either should or will franchise tag him or should or will give him a long-term contract. Of course, all of that is also in concert with them drafting J.J. McCarthy, trading up to get him last year, and really believing in him as the quarterback of the future. So if you have a quarterback of the future that you've already drafted that's in your building, it just makes zero sense to offer him the type of contract and money that means you can't offer that money to improve your defense or to improve your offensive line. So it's really very simple. If Darnold doesn't get paid by somebody like the Raiders or somebody that just desperately needs a quarterback, and he's back in the market and you could get him for like a similar deal to what you got him last year, if you can get him for whatever, 10, 15, even 20 million for 1 year, then maybe it's worth eating into some of that cap space and just sort of having this plan that can kind of like a backup if J.J. McCarthy isn't actually able to be good and help you win games. If not, if the money gets anywhere over that, then fine. Just give that backup money to Daniel Jones, who they traded for last year from the Giants. Just let him be the guy for next year. And then if J.J. McCarthy doesn't work out, then you have larger problems. But there's no way that you could just give the big type of money to Sam Darnold. And if he gets it somewhere else, good for him. I would be happy for him. Maybe the Raiders will be the team that does it, George. And if not, then the Vikings can consider getting him for a bargain.
I mean, I went back to look at what Kirk Cousins did when he was with the Vikings, and outside of his best season there, which I would say was 2022, statistically, I mean, Darnold is pretty much with him almost in even the best year that Kirk had. This year is comparable to what Kirk had done previously.
But Vikings fans, including me, were never too enthralled with Kirk Cousins.
I get it, but what I'm saying is like
fine, but not good enough.
Kirk Cousins got $100 million from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like at 36 years old,
which was a terrible.
Agreed.
Decision by Atlanta.
But if I'm Cousins, I'm sorry, if I'm Darnold, I'm like, well, what the hell, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? But which is why I think, okay, once you get past the what the hell, man, I think you just have to take the best situation. To me, it wouldn't be about the money. By the way, there's Sam Darnold right there. He's at the TGL, the golf league thing where Tiger's playing. I think that, and Celine Dion apparently is there too.
I know. She looks great too, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to Celine. Or as Cappy's daughter once called her, Sea Line. Because she didn't, she just thought her name was Sea Line. But yeah, like I would just give me the best winning situation or the best possible winning situation, and I can put up numbers. We can win more games, and I can prove to people I can be a good quarterback. By the way, a lot of quarterbacks struggle in their first playoff situation or down the stretch. The teams he lost to were teams that were better than them. The Rams were better. The Lions were better. It's not like they lost to a bunch of scrub teams. You don't think the Lions and the Rams were better than the Vikings?
Well, the Vikings damn near beat the Lions twice. In the regular season,
they did not.
It was, but they were comparable teams. I think the Lions were banged up on defense and everything. And the Rams, the Vikings were better than the Rams in the regular season. This is the whole problem, though. When it really comes down to it,
but their rosters were not better, like top to bottom.
No, I think the Vikings roster was better outside of the quarterback.
I don't agree.
Okay, well we can disagree. I mean the Vikings have like overall, and certainly at the skill positions like on now I get it like Puka Nacua, but Cooper Kupp dropped off a lot, and so Justin Jefferson and Addison we don't need to do a position by position battle.
Rams defense is pretty damn impressive at the end of the year.
I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I feel like the Rams and the Lions were both like significantly better than the Vikings.
I mean, again, the Vikings were 14-3.
Right, in the regular
season.
They
won 14 games.
This is
nobody was significantly better.
He's heating up.
He's
heating up.
The Rams beat the Vikings as well in the regular season.
Yeah, but they beat them in the regular season too.
I was at that game, and their left tackle, which is part of the reason why they weren't as good in the playoffs, their left tackle went out at halftime. And they had just played the Eagles on Sunday, and that was a Thursday. Or sorry, they played the Lions on Sunday, and it was a Thursday game. So the Rams had a big advantage.
You're no longer flushed anymore. You were going red for the first second there.
No, Lindsay did it to try to make me upset again. And I am upset. But again, I was never flexing. I go, we're going to win the Super Bowl.
No, you weren't. You were very much. Actually, you were the opposite.
Yeah, I was like, we're not as good as our record. But then to go to the other side, I'm like, the Rams were significantly better. Like, no, they weren't.
The
Rams weren't that good.
They had the coaching edge, quarterback edge, and at certain positions.
First of all, Kevin, our coach is great.
Yeah, but he learned.
He's no Sean McVay.
He's close. He's about as close.
Not close.
If they put him on the market,
not close.
He almost. I'd say
he doesn't have a tree, bro. He's part of the tree.
He's
a branch. He's not a tree. He's a branch.
Okay. Hey George, is this what I sound like when I'm talking about the Cavs?
Yes.
I don't like the Vikings nearly as much as you like the Cavs.
Hold on. Sean McVay is the tree now. Kevin O'Connell is just a branch.
Is it time for me to go to the
You got to go soon. You got to talk to Trey Jemison.
So I mean, just try to give and give when I come in to fill in for Cap, and this is the kind of treatment that I get.
This is why we love you, Michael. This is the stuff we hadn't gotten this out of you in a while. We hadn't gotten the rise of Mike Trudell.
Just did you hear what she said? Yeah. They won 14 games. Like they weren't terrible.
They were not terrible.
I never said they were terrible, but the Rams were really, really good. So the Vikings were really good.
The Rams were fine. How many games did the Rams
win? Fine.
The Rams won 11 games.
I mean,
they won 11 games. Yeah. They're fine.
I think that when you look down the stretch,
they also missed half their team for like the first 8 games.
You want
to
talk about like excuses for injuries?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Rams.
The Rams definitely had a lot of injuries.
They should have won 5 more games.
Yeah, easily.
They're both good teams, but
I mean, the Rams.
You could argue that the Rams are better because they overcame the injuries.
I would say going into the season, I think the Rams were like top 6 or 7, like as far as Super Bowl odds. Like, yeah, like people thought they were going to be good, and then they were decimated by injuries to start the season.
At one point, they had a 13% chance of making the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, injuries tend to happen in the NFL.
It's okay, bro.
But
Kevin O'Connell, strong branch.
Bro.
You just said the reason why they lost to the Rams was because injuries, and then when we brought up the Rams injuries.
No, the biggest reason why they lost was having 4 days rest. Everybody knows.
Whoopie-doo.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fact.
It is a fact.
Yeah, that's why they lost that game.
Yeah. Michael, thank you for your time. Are you going to pop back on later?
No.
You got the bleep you, mother
I was
bleepers.
going to, and now I'm not. Hell yeah. See, I'm still working on this part of my personality, but I'm a younger brother. You know what I'm saying? So when you press me, I get sensitive for a little bit. I may recover in like 15 minutes. We'll see.
Whoopie-doo. Feel free to pop on.
We'll see. I'll see how I feel. I got to recover.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by either way.
I don't like being made fun of.
No one's making fun of you. I'm just giving, I'm dishing out what y'all guys dish to me.
All right. We have 30 minutes commercial free. Is Beto coming in the house? All right. Beto's coming in the house to sit in for Trudell. We go from Trudell to Beto next.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
Next Gen, the official air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and electrical team of SoCal sports fans. And spring is here, and it's time to clear out dust and allergens, not just from your home, but from the air you breathe. Next Gen is here to help you breathe easier. And right now, ESPN LA listeners can get $100 off select indoor air quality products to help reduce allergens, dust, and pollutants from your home. Upgrade your air, protect your family's health, and enjoy cleaner, fresher air all season long. Next Gen is here for you 7 days a week with financing options available because your family's safety and comfort are always their top priority. Don't wait. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN today to claim your $100 off select indoor air quality product. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN today to start breathing cleaner, safer air tomorrow. Call right now.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Ba-da-bop. Beep, boo-da-boop. Boom, ba-da-bop. Doom, da-da-bop. Beep-doom, bop-bop. All right. What up, D?
What's going on? What's happening?
I'm good, buddy. All right, so Mike Trudell left out here in a huff. Stormed out of here.
They're calling him a Vikings apologist.
I know.
now.
I see on the Twitter community. Viking says the vice president of the Handsome Man community says, I like when Trudell is a Laker homer more than when he's a Vikings homer. Mandy Lopez says the Vikings are better than the Rams. The Rams beat them twice this season. Yeah, I mean, listen. The man can get a little irrational about his Vikings. It's okay.
He's starting to get a little worked up.
You
there.
saw
I did see it.
So this is when. So when I used to do this show years ago before Cappy and before LZ, I used to do the show with. We used to be like kind of Sedano. It was the Sedano show. It's like friends like would pop in. And Mike was in every week, and my whole goal was to make him do that. Was like every week was to get him to turn red and be upset at something I would ask him about, and we did it twice today. So I feel like I was trying to get there the last couple of shows, and then
he was almost there. He was getting this close to getting racked. I felt it. I felt it.
Yeah. And we got him a little angry yesterday about something too. I forgot whatever that was, but we've done our job. Is basically what I would say. Yes, I'm just here to make people get angry. See, it's part of my gift. What can I say? Anyway, all right. So 5 o'clock hour. Beto's going to join us from the the arena rather, in just a few moments. But real quick, join Mace and the ESPN LA Street Team at Cosm this Saturday for college hoops and a ton of giveaways. Arizona, Kansas, that's a big game. Tip off at 1:30 in the Dome, followed by Duke, North Carolina, which is the greatest rivalry in college basketball. Experience wall-to-wall, multi-view in the hall for the full college basketball experience. Purchase tickets at Cosm.com, or you can listen for your chance to win on Thursday for Cosm Ticket Thursday here only on 710 ESPN. All right, so I got a couple questions for you, DeAndre. We were going to get into – we didn't finish getting into the football conversation because we got stuck on the Vikings and Sam Darnold. But I do want to get to some of the stuff with Shedeur in a second, and I'll ask you and Lindsay about that in a sec. But let's go back to basketball here real quick because the Lakers tonight, 6 o'clock pregame with Beto and Michael in the crew, 7:30 tip with John and Michael as the Pelicans and Zion come to town. If I had to ask you a question about Zion Williamson, I'll ask both of you. What's a word that comes to mind, or even a phrase potentially, when I tell you Zion Williamson, and you think of his career to this point in the NBA? What's a word that comes to mind or a phrase? Because I would say disappointing. And to me, it's really more about, it's nothing that he could do in some ways, although you could make the case that he could be in better condition at times. I just think his body is built in a way that's really challenging. Like, if you've ever seen Zion up close, he's built like a defensive tackle. He's like if Aaron Donald were taller. That's just not a basketball body per se, right? You think of a basketball body, I mean, you played it, right? What do you think of?
I mean, for Zion, I would say frustrated because I've seen moments where he does play. And
really good when he plays.
His athletic ability is through the roof.
Correct.
His ability to jump and rebound and be real physical and strong in the paint. But then when you look at his injury history, he can't stay on the floor. And, you see what the development and what he can be as a basketball player, and he just can't stay healthy.
Right. And when you look at basketball bodies, generally speaking, particularly he's tall enough to be a wing player, even though he's more of a power player, right? Wing players mostly look like Kobe or Michael Jordan, right? Like that body type, LeBron is kind of a different beast, right? He's built differently. But Zion is built more like Karl Malone, you know what I mean? Or Charles Barkley, except even wider, you know what I mean, than those guys were. Those guys had big, broad shoulders. Zion is built, I'm telling you, like Aaron Donald with pads is what he looks like. It's crazy. And I feel like we've been robbed because of injuries of the guy who was supposed to be the quote-unquote face of the league. There's all this talk here over the last couple of weeks, or really a week and change, right, about LeBron and Anthony Edwards and who's the face of the league. And it started with Edwards saying at the All-Star game, they got Wemby for that. And it's like, first of all, face of the league, to me, happens naturally. People forget, okay, that when Michael Jordan retired in 1999, yes, Kobe Bryant and Shaq and those guys were starting to win championships, but we generally historically have not made big men the face of this league. They're just not as relatable, and I think that's also part of it, right? So when you think of the quote-unquote faces of the league, before Michael, it was Larry. It wasn't really Larry. It was more Magic, to be honest with you. But Larry and Magic in that rivalry. And then, Dr. J even before that, et cetera, et cetera. But that stuff happened naturally, where when Jordan retired, Kobe wasn't ready. Then there were, the legal issues that came about. And that, understandably so, was not something that the league was going to do. And even people shied away from Kobe nationally, right? In some ways, understandably so. And then it wasn't until kind of LeBron really started to go deep into the playoffs where he became kind of that guy. And Kobe did get some time late in his career, the Redeem Team, all that stuff. I do think that he kind of also, him and LeBron were kind of ushering in that next generation. Kobe now in the later stages of his career, LeBron still in the early stages of his career. But to me, it went like 10 years, basically, is what I'm saying, between like quote-unquote faces of the league. We were kind of robbed because we thought Zion was going to be that, and we never have even gotten a glimpse of it. And that's what kind of sucks. Now, Beto is there, and Beto,
I'm here.
Hi.
I'm here. Hi.
Yeah.
Faces of the league. Let me do my Cappy. Oh, it's Bronny. He's on the floor right now. That's
No,
the face of the
don't do
league.
that, yeah.
Come on now. We haven't had enough Cappyisms today.
Yeah. And
Isn't Zion playing like really well? He's lost a bunch of weight.
yeah, he played 70 games last year and then got hurt at the end,
Yeah.
though, which was the problem.
His type of play style, how he plays, how physical he is,
Yeah.
everything is inside the paint. When you talk about his weight and everything like that, is it in a point in his career that he needs to kind of switch up his play style
and be more of an outside
be more
player?
develop a little bit, because he doesn't have an outside game. He doesn't really
Not
shoot the
really.
ball that
Yeah,
well.
no.
He doesn't like. I mean, he gets fouled, but he's not a great free throw shooter. So everything he does do is all physicality inside the paint.
How old is he now? He's 24 still. That is crazy.
Very young.
Like, he's still just 24 years old. So usually guys don't start migrating further from the basket till like they're close to 30. You know what I mean? Like most of them. Especially like the guys who are built big, right? And I guess the game is different now, so maybe I guess you could, but he's just such a force when he drives to the basket that outside of like Shaq, and obviously he played different, and LeBron, who also plays somewhat different, there's really not another guy that I've seen in this kind of generation, right, in the last 30 years, that puts that kind of force on the rim when he's driving to the basket, where you're like, I don't know if I want to take that charge, right? Like he's coming down the lane, you're thinking twice.
Exactly.
He's listed at 6'6", 284 on the game notes for tonight.
Right.
And he's averaging 24, 7, and 5.
Right.
In his last game, he went 24, 6, and 9 with a couple of steals. Yeah, because when you watch him on TV, not that I watch the Pelicans that often, but when you do see him, he doesn't look like he's 284.
I read somewhere. So this was from like Bleacher Report. It was a report from last week that he's currently playing at 264, the lightest he's ever been in the NBA.
Good. And that's what he needs.
Yeah.
The lighter, the better for him.
He does look great in all the photos and everything
Yeah.
I've seen of him.
Yeah, but it's just been a real shame that I feel like we have not gotten a chance to really experience him the way that we thought we were going to experience him. You know what I mean? So
He makes a lot of money too. Holy crap!
Yeah,
almost 200 million.
But by the way, it's
Everybody
not
does
guaranteed
that, yeah.
next year. He has one of these like almost like football-like contracts.
Well, up until this point, he's already made what, like 80 million?
No, I get it.
That's crazy for
Yeah.
a guy who's played like 20% of his contract, right?
Well, I don't
crazy
know.
like that.
Yeah, he's really, it's really been a disappointment, and again, most of it is not his fault, which kind of sucks. But he's in the house tonight, and I think that it's going to be a fun game tonight. Like, I think that the Lakers have found themselves in these weird predicaments against these teams that are not playing well. They are certainly playing better of late, Beto.
Yeah.
But they have faltered against the teams that you would think they should just kind of stomp all over.
Yeah, like the game right before the All-Star break against Utah, I don't even care about that one because everybody's checked out of that one, right? It's the second time you're playing Utah in that week. You beat them up before, like, they didn't get out. Don't even worry about that one. So, but yeah, they've always struggled all season long against teams that shouldn't be on the level with them. Look, they lost to that Charlotte team here at home, a game that they were winning easy. So for me, at the end of the third quarter, I go back to the studio because they break down section 111 immediately after the game. So that's why we do the postgame from across the street. I left third quarter. I'm like, all right, maybe I can get a little something to eat. I got some food I can warm up. I warmed up my food, George, and I went back in the studio for the fourth quarter. I'm like, wait, what just happened here? How? What? Because the Lakers hadn't been kicking games like they were earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Ever since 2025 started, the calendar year, they've been different, and they've been playing better. And they're giving away another T-shirt tonight. Tonight, it's a black T-shirt that says, "We Heart" with a gold heart, L.A. And there's like no promotion behind it. It just says We Heart LA. It's
All right.
It's a cool black shirt.
A lot of T-shirts.
Yeah. The other day was the Gafote T-shirt that they gave out.
Yeah. By the way, perfect segue. ESPN LA, the Lakers, and BBGO are teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time. Are you the Gafote? If so, you can win the Ultimate Fan Prize Pack, which includes courtside seats, a year's supply of BBGO. If this is you, go to LakersGafote.com. That's LakersGafote.com to learn how to submit your entry.
Yeah, they just opened up the floor.
By the way,
now.
we did not plan that. You just happened to do it at the right time.
Yeah, I just sat down because I was supposed to be here at 5, but the Lakers were still doing their shoot around, their walkthrough with them.
So they had the curtains.
Yeah, they had it. So right when I jumped on, it was right when they opened up the floor for us to get inside. So
well, I just thought you were just being Hispanic.
You know what? I don't have that tendency.
Oh.
Believe it or not,
Okay.
I've always been show up 20 minutes early, be there ahead of time, wait in the parking lot. If you're on time, you're late.
Wow, mijo.
You are always very punctual, I will say.
I'm just scared of traffic and being late.
Yeah.
I guess it goes back to me being a paper boy for the Daily Breeze when I was a kid, man, because those people wanted their paper quick.
Yeah.
So you better show up, mijo.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing like that. Yeah. Plus, when you're like so many kids in the house, you can't be late for dinner, man, because
It's gone.
It's gone. The tortillas are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen.
What's up, George? How you been?
I'm good. How are
Besides
you?
busy.
Yes. Besides busy, I'm fine.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Mattel's swinging it. I love that.
Yeah.
Baseball season, that kid's on fire.
Yeah, we're ready. We're locked in. So let me ask you this. Who do you believe is the Lakers' biggest challenge in the Western Conference as the Western Conference is kind of falling apart? Jaren Jackson Jr. Is going to be out a couple of weeks. Obviously, we see Kyrie is now out for the season, and any hope of Dallas being anything has pretty much gone out the window. There's even talk about maybe sitting AD the rest of the season at this point. And, John and I were just talking a moment ago. He's watching the Knicks game, Warriors-Knicks, and Steph Curry looks like he got dinged up in the game. Yeah. So
Bad?
He says he's got a little wrap on his knee, so he's just kind of sitting out on the bench. But he's out on the bench. He's not in the locker room, so that's good, I guess. But, yeah, so that's not great. But who is the biggest challenge? Let's just say all things being equal, everyone is being healthy except Dallas, because obviously we know Kyrie's out for the season. But any of the other teams who will at least get their guys back, in theory, who is the team that you're like, I still don't want to see them in a series if we can avoid them?
Denver. And I say that every night on the postgame show because we're starting to get the calls now. And Laker fans should be excited. They're playing really good. And they're like, okay, parade, let's go, finals. Okay, cool. I love your attitude. And now you have reason to believe that.
Yeah.
And the way that they've been playing. And you have Luka, and it's great. But at the same time, until you can actually beat Denver in the series, I'm not convinced of it.
Yeah.
I love the way the Lakers are playing. They look great. But are the Lakers, to me, an NBA championship finals team? No. Not yet. Can they be? Absolutely. Can they be the team that comes out of the West? Yes. But Oklahoma City is still elite. Denver, to me, it seems like it's a team that's kind of like, yeah, we know what we are. Come playoffs, we can, for lack of a better term, flip that switch, right?
You know what they're missing, though? They should have never let KCP walk.
That's what they needed, yeah. And then, but was it Porter's can get better, and Aaron Goodwin.
Aaron Gordon, yeah, he's been injured a lot.
Yeah, he's been
year.
injured a lot. If you get some healthy knees, man, watch out, or some juice in those knees would be good. I think John Hollinger wrote about that today in The Athletic, like the teams that are elite in the Western Conference. He put the Lakers as one of the teams that are now elite. Like Memphis, it sucks because Triple J is lost, right? Because he's so good.
Right, he's
going to
be out at least several weeks.
Is it that bad?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's like a
man.
grade 2 ankle sprain or something.
Oh, no. See, that sucks for them. But Memphis was never a team that I'm like, I'm scared about them.
No.
Not Houston, no. But Denver still, to me, is a team. Like, even if the Lakers have home court advantage and they're on the other side of the bracket, Denver, for some reason, is still – because, yeah, the Lakers did smoke them that one time, right?
But that was the first time they beat them at home in 3 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get over that mental side. Okay, we did it.
Right.
But you don't think that Michael Malone's going to be like,
well,
all right.
And I also don't think Nikola Jokic is going to ever shoot seven times
shots,
again. Yeah.
And also Michael Malone's like, okay, look, JJ, you're a good coach. You're new here. In a playoff matchup, I got the advantage on you there. So I think that's the big factor for me is Denver. If you can avoid Denver as much as you can in the playoffs, and then if you get them in the Western Conference Final, then, hey, it's all on.
Yeah, I still think the West is going to boil down to the Lakers, the Nuggets, and the Thunder.
Yeah.
I think that those are the three teams. And look, if the Warriors, if this Steph thing is just nothing, right, and it's just like whatever, he's just going to sit out maybe the rest of this game and he's going to be fine. I still think they're like a nice sleeper, sneaky team.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
Listen, they're going to be like after Kevin Durant, and this is not being disrespectful to Clay. Jimmy Butler's the most complete player, offensive player or most complete player, period, that Steph has ever played with.
Complete player, yeah.
Like
I get you.
Like
overall,
Clay,
everything.
Clay was an elite two-way player. At one point. But he didn't have the ability to get to the free throw line like Butler does.
And Clay wasn't creating a shot the way that Jimmy Butler would be
Correct.
doing.
Now, Jimmy doesn't shoot the ball like Clay.
No.
But Jimmy in the playoffs shoots 35%, which means you got to respect him.
I just don't see a Golden State team that's going to make any kind of run. I don't care what Draymond says, right? That whole we're going to win and all that other stuff. I don't see.
Like he unlocks Steph in a way, though. Butler has unlocked Steph in a way that I haven't seen Steph play in a long time.
Yeah, but is that enough to make a run?
I mean, it's enough to win a round, and then at that point, who knows?
Okay, but what if they get the Lakers in the first round?
I don't think they're going to get the Lakers in the first round because I still think they're going to climb.
But do you think they're going to climb that much, huh?
I mean, they can get to 6 for sure, I think. And I think that, beyond that, we'll see.
Huh.
So if they can get to 5, then they're going to avoid the Lakers.
Really? That high?
I don't know. I don't think that's likely,
Okay.
but I still give them an outside shot.
I mean, you would know better. You see them more than anybody else.
Yeah, I think I give them an outside shot, I would say, to get to 5, like a puncher's chance, but I still think 6 is very doable. I mean, 6 is likely, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right there. They're basically 6 now.
Yeah, they're in the 6-7 spot. They're in
So they'd have to
area.
make up 5 games against the Rockets,
When
who
you-
have, by the way, not played all that great lately.
The Rockets are in a tailspin, aren't they?
Well, they've kind of righted the ship a little bit, but yeah, they were definitely playing really poorly about a week or so ago.
Because when the Lakers passed them last week, it was just, okay, move on by. And it wasn't
They had
like,
lost almost, I think it was 6 in a row.
Yeah, and that's the thing I've been saying on the postgame. It's if you're Laker fans, you are now only looking at the teams ahead of you. You are only looking at the elite teams at the top because you're starting to put enough distance between yourself and the teams that are in the middle that would be in that play-in tournament. Not to say the Lakers are going to fall because a week ago it would have been you can't afford to lose any kind of games. You can't afford to kick any kind of or winnable games for you because you can fall into that pack where everybody else. Now the Lakers have done enough to separate themselves where they're only near the top. Like you have the Lakers, Denver, and Memphis, and everybody else is like a 5-6 game separation. Good. Get away from those teams. Like that's the thing. I've been tired of talking about playing tournament for so long with this Lakers organization.
Oh my God, I'm so glad we're not talking about that anymore.
Yeah. It's like, and then having to try to explain
the playoff push?
Can they make the playoff push?
Well, here's the thing. The problem was it was 3 years in a row of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's like 1 year, it's like, oh, wow. Like, you're freaking out. Then year 2, you're like, okay, I get it. Because remember, the first time it was actually, was it 3 years? It might have been 4 years in a row now that I think about it.
It just seemed like they were there every single.
So
for a while, it was only lottery picks. Now it was only play-in tournament.
Yeah. So the year after,
didn't they play against the Warriors in one
of the play-ins? Yeah. That was the year before they went to. Was that the year they went to the Western Conference Finals? I have to double check.
The best about this, DeAndre, is when you have the casual fans who are like, "Oh, I'm a hardcore Laker fan." All right, but yeah, they're the 10th spot. Well, how are they going to play in the 8th spot? Let me tell you about this tournament that's going on. And it's like, wait a minute. So if they win and they lose and they still play another, you know what? Don't even bother, bro.
Yeah.
They just need to win.
Yeah, no, they played Golden State in it was
2021.
2020 in the play-in? No.
Yeah, in the play-in games, yeah. They were the 7 and Golden State
Oh,
was the 8.
yeah. The year they lost the first round to Phoenix. Yes. So it was 3 out of 4 years is what it was.
Jeez, that's too many.
Yeah. So it was
When
3
they
of the
lost
last
to
4
Phoenix,
years because they missed the playoffs the year of Russ.
The year of Russ.
It was the year of Russ.
Oh, it used to be like the summer of Mace, the year of Russ.
Yeah, it was the year of Russ.
Oh, hate on the Brody. Let's go.
Yeah, so they, right, it was 3 out of the 4 years they were in the play-in. They did, right, then they lost to Phoenix. That was the year AD got banged up, right?
Yeah.
But
good, we're not talking about that anymore.
But but that's the whole point, is that the first year you're like, oh, wow, Lakers and Warriors are playing the final. I mean, in the play-in. Wow, that's crazy. Then they don't make the playoffs. Then, the second year, okay, they're like, oh, they're back in the – you hadn't made the playoffs, so you're just happy to be, even if it's in the play-in at that point. You're like, all right, let's see if we can make a run. They did make a run to the conference finals.
Yeah.
But by the time you get to last year, you're like, again in the play-in, bro? Like, are we serious? We just went to the conference finals. We're going to do the play-in one more time? So, I jokingly said to JJ, when he took the job. I said, look, just get out of the play-in, bro, and people are going to love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be the 6th seed at the least, you know?
You might have been joking, George, but we Laker fans weren't. They're like, please, get him out of here.
Yeah.
You stop talking about that. Like, you can actually now start talking about home court advantage.
Right.
Right? Where do you want to be? Like, this is where – I tell you, the post-game show has been a lot of fun because we get these most random callers, right? And it's great. You have your hardcore fans, but we've been getting the East Coast followers. We have a man who drives a truck from Memphis to
who's a big Laker fan who just listens on the app.
Just listen on the app, and they've been calling up because we embrace first-time callers, and you can hear the excitement from Laker fans where it's more of, okay, I'm always gonna be with my team, ride or die, but it's more of the, damn, finally, they're good. Finally, this is what you're supposed to be. Enough of. We have so much talent, yet we're not performing, yet we're not delivering. Now it's, okay, this is where you belong, right there in that 2, 3, 4 area. That's beautiful to see. The city's alive, man.
It is alive. It is. I love it.
You starting to get more people like, hey, George, you got Laker tickets?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Who is the caller that annoys Funchy the most?
Oh, that annoys Funch? Okay, so the other night. We get a couple of people that think they're funny and they want to troll us, right? There's one guy who's a Clipper fan that tries to get through, and then there's this one guy that calls every couple games, and he tries to disguise his voice. And Funch had figured it out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because
I love that there's like a phone, like a disguising of the voice.
And so the other day I was like, hey, I'm gonna put you on because I say if you're a first time caller, there's no line for you. You get to the front.
Right.
So he's been saying he's a first time caller.
Oh, he skipped the line, right?
Yeah. And Funch's like, don't put him on. And I'm like, Funch, just put him on hold, make him think we're gonna go to him. But the dude doesn't realize that the caller ID shows
it's the same number, same name, right? Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you guys realize that. You call here, we have caller ID. Like we see who's calling.
Believe it.
Yeah, we have your government.
First of all,
name and everything.
this caller prank called us a couple years ago with Sliwa. And he was like a kid back then, but I still recognize the voice. And now he's like on the cusp of puberty, I guess. And he has a deeper voice.
Yeah.
But I recognize a number and a name.
Right.
And every time he calls in with a different name.
Right.
Yeah. And Funch is like, no, don't put him on. So I keep teasing that we're going to go to him. I was like, hey, Tom in L.A., hold on. Next break, we'll get you.
I love the machinations of Funchy back there, just being the gatekeeper of getting to the getting on the post game.
George,
show.
the best is that I sit where you sit, right?
Right.
So I can see because where Funch is at.
Yeah.
And Funch is super skinny, like Kevin Durant-esque arms, right?
Yeah.
So when he is fired up,
his hands are going everywhere.
He looks like those inflatables at outside the car wash.
There's that commercial right now with the AT&T I've seen.
Funch is getting fired up, and then sometimes we can hear him, and I'm like, wait a minute, do I have my computer on or like the audio on?
No, it's Funchy.
Because he yells at them.
What is fake Funchy? Can you?
I know you are, man. I'll get to you a second. I'll get to you a second, man. Hold on. Hey, don't put him on. Don't put him on. Hold on. I got you, man.
Forgot to ask first time caller. Did you go to the game?
Yeah.
Come on, DeAndre. Sprinkle that in.
Yeah, you're right.
It's been hilarious. So Funch has been in the zone. So now that we have more calls, and we've been hanging at the post game with people on hold because we take all calls. I mean, we don't break down the game. It's just phone calls are live.
I love it. You do you, man.
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
Also, calls from like different cities and different states.
Yeah, that's what Beto was saying.
Yeah.
Like Laker fans everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the other day we had like a 2 a.m. call from somebody in Columbus.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah,
this is
Cleveland.
for you.
Yeah.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Right.
And of course he had a curse.
Yeah. We had 4 games in a row, George, where somebody just cussed on the air. Not on purpose. It was just more like...
Right, they were just so comfortable.
Yeah, they're just so comfortable.
That's a good thing.
They're excited. They're like, yeah.
I used to always think whenever I did take calls, which I clearly don't anymore, when I used to take calls, I used to call that like a badge of honor. People are so comfortable talking to you that they just naturally curse.
Yeah, we get some... It's like back when you used to do the show with your overnight show, when I used to listen to you on Fox.
It was like 20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever song you had on your theme song. It was good, though. But it's like, it's free-flowing, right? We have a lot of fun.
I love it. Do you, bro? Well, if I did a show at night, I would totally take calls.
Oh, my God, Jordan. Yeah. I mean, we got some hungry people, too. They let us know where they're eating at. They're in
I'm
and out
hungry
orders.
right now, bro.
Oh, man.
It's Taco Tuesday, though.
Is it? It's Fat Tuesday también.
It is Fat Tuesday.
You gotta eat, man. You gotta eat, mijo. You look too skinny, too.
Yeah.
It's all that stress from flying.
Bro, I did like 9 different sets. I did like a cross-training workout at the gym the other day at the hotel. I literally used every machine they had. I had so much time before the damn game. I was just like, I went I went and worked out in the morning, and then after lunch, I chilled for a little bit, and then went back. I was like, bro, I still got 4 hours.
Oh, your Minnesota game? Yeah.
No, it was Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Okay.
Well, in Minnesota, I definitely work out because, what am I going to do, go outside?
No.
It's cold as hell, bro.
No.
Although it was like 45 when I was there last time. I walked out of the gym into they had like an outdoor rooftop area, and I walked out in shorts and a shirt, and I was like, it's kind of cold, but I kind of like it. You know what I mean? Like it was nice after the workout. You know?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Hey, Dalton just walked around on the floor right now.
Yeah.
He's got some great Jordan Brand kicks. He's got like the bright red ones on right now.
But he's not a Jordan Brand guy, right? He's just wearing them?
No, they signed him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, early on, they worked out a deal with him. So he only wears Jordan Brand. I mean, that's a hell of a deal, bro. I mean, imagine new Jordan Brand shoes every game.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah. Grant in L.A. just in the Sedano Kap Circle of Trust just put like a great Key and Peele type sketch meme, and it says Funchy taking calls, and it's just like him looking over his shoulder, wearing his tie. There, Funchy, I'll show you. It's pretty damn good. Here, I'll show it to the audience on YouTube.
Oh, George, we told the story the other night. So, previous game, I had a bunch of people here waiting for me. So, I had my friends come through. Mr. Aquino, vice principal at Carson High. My friend Elizabeth, who's a college counselor, was here. Josh Cole, baseball coach. They were all here. And they walked by, and Funch walks by.
It's so great.
And that girl and her coworker were like, Funch! Oh, my God, it's
She almost dropped her drink.
She was
wow.
so
It was a celebrity moment for you, Funchy.
Yes, I'm here.
Because you know how my Instagram...
I felt like Michael Jackson for
Funchy, I got to be honest. We do kind of miss y'all. I know you're busy with the Lakers, but we
do.
love your energy.
We do
I
miss
love
you.
your energy.
I missed you guys, too. And, the summer is not too far away.
Yeah.
Summer of Funch.
Hopefully the summer is far away. Hopefully the Lakers go really far.
Exactly.
And then we don't have to talk to you till like late June.
So you know how my Instagram, George, I always harass Funch every game that I show up to?
No, I know.
And it's not an act. Funch, I always catch him in the worst time possible.
Because I'm trying to work. I'm trying to prep
I
for
know.
the game today.
You got stuff to do. You're producing.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Funch doesn't have social media, right? So that girl saw she's like,
Funchy, you don't have a Twitter?
I do have a Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Twitter.
he does. Okay, you
I
don't
have
have
a Twitter,
Instagram.
but I don't have Instagram now.
Yeah. So she said,
You have
"Funch!"
Instagram now. That's
Oh
right.
my
I did see
God.
that. Yeah.
She was like, so, and Funch was like, yeah, yeah, what do you want? What do you want?
Get out.
And then other people said, Funch. On his way out of the building, my boy Danny Zamora, who's a boxing trainer,
shout out,
sees Funch walking out, and he's like, Funch! So Funch was the celebrity at the game the other night.
Damn, dog!
And he's like, all these people are stopping me. Why are they stopping me? He's all mad.
And Beto knows everybody. I'm telling you, DeAndre knows. DeAndre's been out with Beto a few times now. He knows.
God.
You go with Beto. Beto's the mayor, bro.
Yeah, but Funch was like, man, what does she want? I'm like, what did he want? Like, Funch, it's your fans.
They like you, bro.
Simple as that.
They watch Beto Vision.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks I'm like, we stage this. We don't. Funch is really that neurotic.
You
And
really
we
are
love
that
him.
neurotic. There's no question.
And we
about
love
that.
him.
Yeah, we love you,
You're
buddy.
just a bully.
No, well, you are a bully. There is that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're definitely a bully.
Absolutely. And it's not like, well, Funch, here, let's pose, let's do this, reenact. No. It really is him upset that I show up.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, big deal or no deal. Beto, stick around for that. Funchy, if you'd like to stick around as well. Sedano and Kap, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
Just watching JJ, I don't think he is so inexperienced that you can mess this up.
Oh, sure he can. I don't think he will because I think he's really good at it.
Yeah,
but that's one of the most dangerous things for anybody. If you don't know what you don't know, if you've never been through it before, you can get coached up. You can say, hey, somebody that's been, they watch up. But the first time you go through something, it's the first time you go through something.
Remember, he's got LeBron. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's of any coach that's ever started their career, I think he might have the most help. LeBron is there. When LeBron walked out, all nonsense stopped. That's something JJ doesn't have to worry about.
JJ Redick is the right man for the job.
Yes.
I have no reservations
about that. Look at the card, dial up right play. Give it.
He is the right man for the job, and he has done an extraordinary job.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon.
No, you wouldn't be comfortable in the B.
You keep saying that. I would love to be the B. The B is like the best gig in the world.
Right, but you won't want it.
I will take it.
You always say if there's a spotlight, you want to be in it.
Right, but
The very first thing you said to me when we started is there are generators and there are reactors. I am not a reactor. I'm not any good at it. I'm never going to be the reactor.
Who's the bigger star, Ernie or Shaq? The analysts are the stars. The B's are the stars.
No, but that's because those guys are bigger stars because they played in the league.
But they're also bigger personalities.
Who's a bigger star, Penn or Teller?
Well, the one that doesn't talk is obviously not a star.
Yeah, the bigger
he's
guy.
the big-
One guy has never said a word.
Yeah, but he gets all the good jokes.
That's who should replace you.
Somebody who doesn't say a word.
Give me Teller.
Steve Mason and John Ireland, tomorrow at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, I'm going to out Mike Trudell here in our text chat real quick.
He's got the headset on. He's all salty.
There he is. Is he there?
You can ask me, yeah.
No, I just think it's hilarious because I make fun of the Raiders all the time, and so did you in our text chat, which I think is amazing.
I responded to the gentleman on Twitter with that same thought.
Yeah.
And I can take an L, okay? Was I a little emotional about the Vikings? Yes. Did I ignore the fact that the Rams destroyed us in the playoffs? Yes. That's why I talked about the regular season game. You didn't hear me bring up the fact that they killed us in the postseason.
Yeah.
I just didn't like getting ganged up on, but I'm over it now. And yes,
we can tell.
At least we're not the Raiders. At least we're not the Raiders.
I'm over it now.
So here's what he said. He's like, I'm a really sad Vikings realist until Lindsay talked about the Vikings like they were the Raiders.
Yeah. That's all. Like, there are levels to this.
This was on the show?
We're not the Eagles or the Chiefs or the Ravens. But we're right below them and a lot higher than the Raiders.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
And the Browns, for that matter.
No question.
Hey, I mean, I have no room to talk, but at least my team doesn't have, expectations, you know?
No, I mean, you also have Deshaun Watson. So
right.
That's not good.
Well, not for long, apparently, or maybe, I guess.
Still for long.
Yeah.
It's just the Vikings are in like football purgatory, They can never get over the hump. But I feel like that would be pretty
I will say
sad.
this. I will say this. I've done a game at the Vikings Stadium. That place is badass.
I went to the Super Bowl there. It was amazing.
It's like it's better than some like it's that the team's going to be pretty good. Like the fan base is great. So that's all good. Like it's a fun team to be a fan of, but you also don't have the ultimate hope that you're going to win it all, which sucks the soul a little bit.
The best part about this, George, is I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I just see Trudell's face turning red right
now.
now.
I told you. That's it.
Wow.
By the way, Yamamoto's pitching right now for the Dodgers. So today's the Sasaki game, right? We're supposed to get Sasaki after this? All right.
Yep.
He'll probably finish up this inning, and then Sasaki will probably
because he's in the third right now.
McMenamin's got a nice blue suit on.
Ellie De La Cruz in the Reds today. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Lynn. Sorry.
All right, so one thing we didn't get to yet today, I think I would like all of you guys to chime in on it. Shedeur Sanders is being criticized for being, quote, arrogant and unprofessional at the Combine. So one report said that a quarterback's coach on a team with a top 7 pick, okay, whoever the number 7 team is, my guess, thought Sanders was brash and arrogant in his interview with the team. And then Todd McShay reported that 2 teams with top 10 picks that are also looking to draft a quarterback also had criticism of Sanders. One said that he, quote, did not take a professional approach, while the other team felt that he, quote, wasn't taking the meeting seriously. Is this a big deal or no deal?
Look, it's going to be a big deal, but it would have been a big deal no matter what. He's Deion Sanders' son, okay? They were super bold and brash at Colorado. Not everybody liked that, so there's already this polarizing effect, right? It started off that he was already Deion's son, who was already polarizing. Then the coaching stuff that, and the whole Colorado team was polarizing. So I'm not surprised this takes that tact. I'll say this. I'd like for my quarterback to be a little cocky, a little arrogant, whatever. I think that those guys have swag. I want that kind of swag. You don't think Tom Brady, who's, by the way, has been Shedeur's mentor since he's been in, high school. You don't think Tom Brady is a cocky son of a you-know-what? Of course he is.
Well, but I'm a cocky son of a bitch.
Exactly.
There we go.
and so am I. So I'm going to defend Shedeur and say that he's going to be just fine. If anything, you want to know where I would question Shedeur? Is that he likes to pull the rabbit out of the hat when I've watched a lot of Colorado games over the years. And he doesn't have the athleticism of a Caleb Williams, who was able to do that more in college, or even Cam Ward, for that matter, who is not as athletic as Caleb either, but more athletic than Shedeur was. So to me, if anything, the criticism to me would be that's not the type of stuff he can do at the NFL level, because I don't think he did it all that well at the college level.
I just hate when that specific type of criticism about a prospect out of what could have been, 30-minute, an hour interview, and then the headline gets out and it's a negative thing, and that shapes opinion of this kid. Yeah. It's just not fair, especially because he may just not want to go to that specific team.
Yep.
So his dad's like, hey, just be, don't quite be your normal self. Be a little short. Don't give him a ton, because let's be honest, we'd rather you go to the team directly ahead of him. So I think it's a little bit weaselly to then just leak that one line to a reporter, and then now that's the only thing that we're talking about from that, and that just seems unfair to the kid.
I want to know which team is the one that leaked it, right?
Well, so the one report from Josina Anderson said a team with a top 7 pick.
Okay, well,
don't you think if it was not the number 7 team, that she would have said it was a team with a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick?
Yeah, that kind of gives it
away.
away.
Yeah, it's like that means it's whoever's drafting number 7.
Oh,
that would
number
be
6,
the Jets. Which, by the way, I wouldn't want to go to the Jets either.
I'd sandbag that one too. Nah, man. No.
And George, you know this too.
And by the way, even if because here's the thing, I actually think he wants to go to the Raiders. Remember he had that picture?
Yeah.
That in front of the stadium. I told you Tom Brady's been his mentor since high school. I think the Raiders is where he would really want to go.
Didn't they sign him to an NIL back when he was in high school?
I don't remember.
Tom Brady's TB12 or something like that?
Maybe, yeah.
Something around there.
Yeah.
But it's the teams that are always leaking that kind of information. It's really, why?
Well, is this one of those things where
top 7. That's funny.
Right. So is it
the
one
top
of those
17 that wears green and white?
Is it one of those things where he's trying to dissuade any interest from any other teams that are not the Raiders because he wants to be able to fall to them?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah, that's a good call.
I mean, remember Jerry Maguire? Oh, he was surfer ski.
Oh, yeah, Cush.
Oh, he was a cocky quarterback, but we didn't say anything about him, right?
Yeah, Cush lash.
Anyway, I got to go to Reddick. Sorry for my outburst earlier.
All right, yeah, it's okay.
Wait, you came to apologize, Raider fans?
No, not to Raider fans. No. I mean, come on, they know. I don't tell Raider fans anything they don't know. Ireland knows.
Yeah, they're down bad.
Ireland's not even a Raider fan anymore.
Commanders.
Yeah, he bandwagoned the Commanders.
Trudell's funny, man.
Yeah. I love him.
You got him all feisty today,
No,
man.
but this is the thing.
I
like,
love that.
I think for many years, people didn't realize the type of personality Mike Trudell has.
Oh, I've known him since 2008.
Yes.
He's great. And when you get him going.
Oh, my God. You hear it.
Oh,
He's got a lot of opinions.
Oh, yes.
The little dictator.
Oh.
He's got a lot of opinions.
Hey, did you get after it with McMenamin also?
I mean, we had like a little, a feisty McMenamin. McMenamin was feisty. I like it.
Because I was put into the parking structure, and all I heard was...
I didn't get into it with him. We just disagreed.
I just heard him at the end say, okay. There was a couple okays from him. Like, oh, David.
He's not a big OKC guy. And I'm like, okay, I think they're pretty damn good.
David.
I think you do have a little bit of a bias because you do so many other games, George.
But I
Which,
think
if we saw them more
Right,
up
but
close, we'd probably be a lot more excited about them.
it's not a bias. I think it's more, I have the ability to be more objective because I've seen them up close. I know their warts and I know their strengths.
Yeah, Lens, let me just say, as somebody who uses them for prize picks almost every day, they're so much fun to watch. And they come through for you. Just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But they're so good. They are so good.
All right, so I'm going to do one more really quick here. So Rich Eisen said today on his show that he heard the Giants and the Raiders' interest in Matthew Stafford was quite real. He said that the Giants hit the number, like the salary number that Stafford wanted, and they also hit the trade compensation that they were looking for. So, like, they were way in, and it was basically all on Matthew Stafford, and he ultimately decided that he didn't want to leave L.A.
Of course. It's smart. Why would you want to leave L.A. for a bad team?
Yes, that's a great question. Also, Kelly Stafford probably didn't want to go to the cold. That's my guess. So,
although I could see her thriving in New York.
Absolutely.
I feel like she's definitely more of a California
but
person.
she'd also get attacked a lot by those tabloids.
Yeah, because they're mean and they're mean in New
the
York.
media there. Let me tell you something.
She would not be talking
The
like she does
media
now.
in New York City, right? They would have a field day with those podcasts
every day.
Yeah.
The Post right away. Boom. Get after your boy Isola and all them other guys.
So not really. I mean, I guess it's kind of a big deal that at the end of the day he chose to stay here. But my question is, at what point are they going to start planning for the future as far as quarterback goes? Because he really is one injury away from his career being over. Don't you think? At this point?
Yeah, I mean, at 37. I mean, anybody is, but I would say certainly at 37, you're closer to it. Sure.
He was very immortal, I would say, 2 seasons ago. And it just seems like they keep kicking the can down the road and it's going to come back to bite them in the butt.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys play later in their careers, in a lot of sports. I mean, we were just talking about LeBron winning Player of the Month at 40,
I think if the draft class was better this year, Lynch, for the quarterbacks, I could see maybe the Rams being involved. You want later first-round pick or something like that.
Right.
But it's not that strong.
If it was
this year.
last year's class, then the Rams might have thought about it, to Beto's point.
And Matthew keeps on giving him a reason to sign him for that 1 year. And he made the smart move. You don't go to a organization like the Giants that are a mess.
Right now they are, for sure.
And you're going to get beat up at 38 years old, regardless of the NFL. Imagine playing for that team. You're going to get crushed. Your career is going to end up there. So the Rams still give you an opportunity to get into the playoffs and win and be exciting. And in L.A., everybody leaves you alone because it's Luka, LeBron, the Dodgers, and Ohtani. They're not putting all the pressure they would on you if you were in New York with the Giants.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I just think it makes all the sense in the world for them to stay here. For everybody, for all parties, I thought it made the most sense. So, we'll see. I'm trying to think. What would even be the class next year? Penn State, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, Cade Klubnik from Clemson.
Love that, Cade Klubnik. I know you, bro.
Do you really?
It's funny. No, she's making fun of me.
Oh, no, Cade's good.
He is.
I know he is. I know
pretty
him.
good.
I watched. If you play in the ACC, I know you, bro.
Yeah, Arch Manning is the guy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, wouldn't you love the Rams to be able to? No, but they can't.
They're not going to be bad enough to get Arch Manning.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's
if you're the Giants, you should be okay. You should be happy that you didn't get Matthew Stafford. You may be bad enough to get Arch Manning, and you go from Eli. A few years later, you get Arch.
Yeah, you know who's going to be up there? Our guy Malik Murphy from Sarah High and Gardena.
Oh yeah. He's at Oregon State now.
Yeah, and he's already graduated, so he's going next year. That's why he went there to get his numbers up as much as possible.
Yeah.
So that'd be somebody.
Is he a local guy?
Gardena, Sarah.
Yeah.
But is he from here?
Yes.
Lindsay, Gardena, you don't get more local than that right there. That's right there, girls. Let me tell you something. Yeah, he's actually a Carson kid, right there by Carson Mall, but he went to Gardena, Sarah. And he was at Texas with Arch. He competed. And then,
he did, right. And then
Duke.
went to Duke last year. Yep. And they had a good season.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, dealer's choice. You got a dealer's choice?
No, I don't. But you want me? Let DeAndre do one because DeAndre didn't get a chance to talk today.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if you want to. I don't know. You got a dealer's choice?
I can come up with one.
Okay. We'll figure it out. All right, dealer's choice is next.
The Lakers are on fire. Back-to-back wins over the Clippers. And the winning streak keeps on rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tonight?
They're 6th in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
We've all heard mortgage rates have finally moved down. So if you've gotten a mortgage in the last 2 years, contact the Loan Exchange to check on lowering your mortgage payment. Today, the Loan Exchange is offering a 30-year fixed free closer loan at 5.99% rate and APR. That's right, there are no closing costs. Wow! You can lower your monthly payment without increasing your loan balance. Isn't it worth a few minutes of your time to find out how much the Loan Exchange can lower your payment? By the way, if rates go down further next year, you can do the same thing again without any closing costs. Call the Loan Exchange at 855-752-9944 or go to theloanexchange.com for a free closer 30-year fixed rate and APR of 5.99%. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Final segment of the show. Thanks to Mike Trudell for hanging out with us today. Dave McMenamin, Beto, Funchy, everybody stopped by. Dealer's Choice is up next, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house before you call an agent? Call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. Call them 888-390-AS-IS. Sucker.
Wow.
Super close.
Wow.
Or you can visit their website, sellersadvantage.com.
That's beautiful work right there.
Yeah.
By the way, update on the Dodgers game. Yamamoto is coming out for one more inning, and Sasaki is currently warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, I saw somebody hit a home run. Who hit a home run?
Mookie.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right, so real quick, by the way, before we get to Dealer's Choice, join Mace and the ESPN LA Street Team at Cosm this Saturday for college hoops and giveaways. Arizona, Kansas, good game. Tipping off at 1:30 in the Dome, followed by Duke, North Carolina. The biggest rivalry in the sport. Experience the wall-to-wall in the multi-view, in the hall, For a full college basketball experience, purchase tickets at Cosm.com, where you can listen for your chance to win on Thursday on a Cosm Ticket Thursday, only here on 710 ESPN. So here's my dealer's choice, Beto. You ready?
Let's go.
It was released today that May 23rd is going to be the last episode of Around the Horn.
I did see that.
Nearly 5,000 episodes, 23 years. There has not been, outside of PTI, there's not been another sports show that has been on that long in the history of sports television. I think it is a testament to Eric Rydholm, who also created PTI. And certainly Aaron Solomon has been the producer for a very, very long time. His dad, George, was the incredible editor at the Washington Post when Kornheiser, Wilbon, all those guys were there. So it's been a real fun ride. I've been a part of it for now 8 years.
Wow.
And it's been a real fun ride. It's a great little family that Tony has created. Tony is literally the nicest human being you will ever come across. He's as talented as anyone as I've ever met. So I know that he'll have a million different opportunities beyond Around the Horn, but it's got to be it's a little sad, a little melancholy that chapter is going to close. But it was an honor, a pleasure to be a part of that little Around the Horn family for the years that I've been around. So I'll be making sure to watch on May 23rd. I'll probably be on the road somewhere at that point, but I'll do my best to try to get on the show before the show ends that week or something, or in the week or so leading up. I'll try my best.
Yeah,
to get
the
on.
Halloween episodes that you guys would always do was fantastic.
So fun. I won two years in a row. Almost won a third.
Yeah.
Might have gotten robbed this past year.
It's always been on in the background.
I think you got
working
robbed
really-
this year.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee should have won.
Well, I know McAfee won. I won as McAfee. I won as Scott Hansen, and I lost as Chris Russo this year.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
you were robbed for the
That's right.
I was
You
going
were
for the
robbed.
three-peat.
Yeah. Reality, I've never met him, never been around him, but all I know is that when I'm watching him on TV, and he's usually on in the background on mute, the guy looks like he's having an amazing time.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like the nicest. I've read nothing but great things about him. And I'll say this, being Fat Tuesday and the Ash Wednesdays.
He's always got his ashes on.
In respect to him,
Yeah.
as a Catholic that I am, is always wondered, like, do I want to come to work with my ashes on? And he put it front and center, so respect to him for doing that. And then also, his kick game is strong, man.
Yeah.
Always strong with
Yeah.
that. But yeah, he's the reason. I forgot that Max Kellerman started
Hosted
that show.
originally, yes.
I forgot all about it. So I read
Yeah.
it the other day. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Max used to host
It
that
used
show.
to be Max's show. Max then left to Fox Sports to host a show called IMAX.
Yep.
And then Tony took over because Tony originally started on PTI as
Stat
Boy. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would do at the end. You know how on PTI they do like the errors and mistakes, and Tony would be there to tell them what their mistakes were.
I kind
It
of
was
want to do
actually
that
very
for your
funny.
show in the summer. I want
You
to
should do that.
You
Yeah.
should. That would be a great bet.
The
Yeah.
Cappy Cast.
Oh man, Cappy would not be happy.
And
I'm
also,
sure.
I want to give a lot of credit to that show. Not kissing up George.
You'll
but-
get a lot of Beto shut up after
Yeah.
that if you do that. Though,
But
by
for
the way.
that show, it used to when it first started.
Beto,
it used to be
shut up.
When it first started, it used to be cranky old white sports writers.
Yeah.
And it gave a lot of credit to that show for launching a lot of careers of young minority reporters, both male, females, and reporters that never got the opportunity to be on TV. I know it launched a lot of careers, man.
Yeah.
So great to
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, it's on at
shout out Izzy.
It's on at 5:00 Eastern. You know what I'm saying? Leading into PTI, which is the most successful sports show in the history of sports.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it has been an incredible platform for a lot of people. And the wild part is, like, you know, even the old timers still come back every once in a while. Like every once in a while, Bob Ryan will still want to pop on, and
I
like
love Woody's
Bill
chalkboard.
Plaschke, Woody, right? Like it's, you know, Jackie McMullen. Like they all want to pop on every once in a while. J.A. Adande still comes on every once in a
Who's
while.
the professor? What's his name?
Kevin Blackistone.
Yeah,
he's
there you
been
go.
on. Yeah, so like. It is a testament to what they've built there for sure. It's pretty awesome, but it is unfortunately coming to an end on May 23rd. So, all right. So, you know what, Beto? Michael's already putting this one in the fridge, so just be careful. Is all I'm telling you.
I took away his fridge responsibilities. I am scared of this game.
Yeah. All right. Well, Beto, you have a great show, buddy. Thank you for hopping on for
Thank
these,
you.
you know, this hour. I appreciate it. Tell Trudell to calm down too. I mean, relax over there, Trudell. It's just the Vikings, bro. It's not that serious. I mean, you know. I mean, DeAndre over here, I mean, he could take the Eagles serious. They're the Super Bowl champs, bro.
That's right.
You acting like the Vikings. I mean, they were nice. They were a nice story, the Vikings. I mean, he is right, though. They weren't the Raiders. I mean, let's not get crazy here. Anyway, we're done here. All right, excellent work. Thanks to Trudell for hanging out today. Dave McMenamin, Beto, Funchy in the house for a little bit. Lindsay, DeAndre. Cappy should be back tomorrow. He shouldn't be out of pocket tomorrow. So we'll find out if that's indeed the case. Lakers-Pelicans coming up tonight here on your home of the Los Angeles Lakers, 710 ESPN. Beto and Michael with the pregame, followed by John and Michael with the call. We'll talk to you.